services. G-Spark, GSparkConstruction.com. We conquer all peaks. We fix those dark leaks. Call 850-766-1340. G-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. G-Spark, GSparkConstruction.com.
License number CCC 1331204.
Searching for the best place to host an event for your friends and family? The Golf Club at Summerbrook is more than just a place for a round of golf. It's also one of the best choices for hosting and celebrating the most special days in your life. From rehearsal dinners and baby showers to corporate banquets and kids' birthday parties, you'll receive amazing personal service and attention to every detail when you choose the Golf Club at Summerbrook. Find out how affordable it can be and call us today at 850-894-GOLF. That's 850-894-GOLF.
When emergencies happen in Florida, every second counts. Beacon keeps you informed. It's the new statewide network bringing official emergency alerts straight from the Florida Division of Emergency Management and agencies statewide. No hype, no ads, just clear, verified updates to help protect you and your family. Download the free Beacon 24/7 Alerts app in your app store. Brought to you by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, the University of Florida, and the Florida Association of Broadcasters.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Noles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
It's time for Seminole Headlines featuring Warchant.com's Jeff Cameron, managing editor Ira Schofel, and senior writer Corey Clark. Your weekly dose of all things FSU, pistols, and pies starts right now. Here's Jeff Cameron.
The Seminole Headlines 93.3 Real Talk Radio Warchant TV begins right now. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you always. There's Corey. There's Ira. I'm Jeff. You guys are you. You're here. We love that. Yay, sausage.
Had some today. Had some this morning for breakfast.
Really?
Yeah.
Right,
it's not just a dinner thing. Stephanie was nice enough to make me eggs and sausage.
When's the last time you cooked? What's your contribution to this relationship?
Legitimately, I would say the last time I cooked, and this goes for Brady too, because I'm with him half the time. I would say 9 years ago.
That's not true.
It is true, 100%.
You just don't cook ever?
No. I got an air fryer, so I threw some wings in there.
By the way, that's God's gift to people who can't cook.
Yeah, that counts, right? Throwing wings into an air fryer? But then
like we're talking about putting together a few ingredients.
Like a meal.
Nope.
Something with
I would say
tender
maybe
love,
longer
care,
ago than that.
Forethought.
I don't know that I've ever done it for Brady, sadly. No, I give him money. He goes, he's okay. He gets his Chipotle.
Yeah,
he gets his Chipotle, but yeah, I'm not a great dad in that sense.
But you had some registers this morning.
I did, and it was unbelievable. And if I had some up in Atlanta, because I need to take some to Atlanta, I would make some for Brady. Because that's
that good. If Stephanie had said, I'm leaving for a week, business, whatever it is, you've got register sausage here. You can make it for yourself in the morning. Could you do it?
Oh
yeah. I mean, I would just eat it out of the fridge. I would just eat it like a hot dog or something.
He could warm it.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I could get a pan going. It's a pan, right?
I've seen him operate a grill. I don't know if I've ever seen him at an oven or a stovetop.
I would do it for registers though. I'd go on YouTube and figure out how to cook sausage. Because that's how good register sausage is.
Tell everybody how to get it, Ira.
It is so good. Go to registermeats.com, or if you're in this part of the country, go to your local grocery store. Ask them if they have it. If they don't have it, talk to the meat manager. And again, this is how this works. This is how we've grown the empire that is register sausage. By you, the people, speaking and letting your voice be heard, and just go explain that you like register sausage. By the way, I just found out that's how movies work. One of my kids, like a YouTuber who's got a movie coming out.
Yeah.
And he was like, just go to your movie theater and tell them you want it in your theater. And damn right, if they're not all adding it. Yeah, these movie theaters are all adding their film because people are asking.
You got a little momentum there.
Yeah. So same thing with registers. If you go to your register store and they don't have it, ask about it. They'll get it there. Ben and his team will get it there. They have all the different varieties. Try them all. Try them all. You don't know which one you like until you try them all. We love the jalapeno cheddar, the andouille, but there's plenty of other ones.
You got me thinking of how old the three of us are. Now, I was the oldest.
Yeah, by a lot.
By a lot. But what I was thinking about with that is I had a dear friend who ended up graduating from FSU's film school. That's how much he loved cinema. The old celluloid. He worked in the theater, and we used to all get in for free because he worked there, which was really nice. But he would put the reels together, and that's
wow.
So I realized
like
how
a union
old
job.
I am that existed while I was in high school. That's what was happening. Like he would put,
we had AV kids in
we had AV kids in high school.
They had to bring in the wheel in the projector,
the whole deal, and then you click that sound, the whole deal.
So you're saying they don't do that anymore at theaters?
No, I don't.
They don't
think
have
so.
reels.
No, I don't think
film.
a lot of digital now.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But yeah, and I would, he would let me go back to the back, and he would tell me like, okay, that one's getting ready to run out. He'd hand me stuff. It was
operation.
Yeah, it was a thing back then. Yeah, well, when I first broke into radio, we'd have to go from reels to tapes and all that too.
It's amazing how your
good time to be alive.
Your view of hookups changes as you become an adult.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Hookups in terms of being hooked up.
Yeah, getting free things.
Okay.
Corey,
Right. I feel like that's universal and it's never changing.
His buddy letting people.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I was using a different version of the word.
Because other people would say that's stealing.
No.
Business owners.
Yeah, they might
say that.
So my
Dillard's did famously about 26 years ago. They thought that was stealing. Yeah.
Publix, perhaps.
Well, that's true. The crab legs. Yeah. What I would tell you is that the best part of that was, of course, the mall would close. So the last showing's the last showing. Everybody's got to be out, right? It's midnight. Everybody leaves. He'd be like, come on, guys. Theater's ours.
Nice.
So there until 2 a.m. just watching movies.
Okay. All right.
It didn't suck. And it was after hours.
We should do that because they show live sporting events at theaters now. They do,
yeah.
So when Florida State makes a national championship game, how about this? If they make the national championship game this upcoming year.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We promise to our viewers, everybody listening, we will rent out a theater. We'll be at the game.
I had your mic off because you were coughing, but okay, you're back. That wasn't a faux cough. He was coughing.
No, it was fake cough.
It was fake cough. He's that good an actor.
Yeah.
We will rent out a theater and for what is that, 300 people probably? So the first 300 people that do whatever for this contest, we'll rent out a theater and they can all watch it together.
But we'll be at the national championship.
Yeah. We'll leave
we'll just leave
Lacerre behind to run things. But whatever, that's our promise to you guys. If they're in the national championship game next year, I'll do it on my own dime. I will rent out a theater for 300 Florida State fans.
Yeah, apparently it's not that expensive, Corey. You're not going to be taken back by the cost of that. You're going to be all right.
Even IMAX?
Yeah, you're going to be. No, I think you're going to be all right. Hey, just noticed that if that national championship game is played with FSU in it, it won't be with Jabril Rawls.
Probably not.
So there is that.
Probably not. Well, he's in the portal. He hasn't come out yet. He might just in and out real quick, right?
Back,
yeah, sure.
That's true.
That seems like that's the way it works
out there.
Yeah. Happened last year with Omar Graham, a couple other guys.
Patrick Payton the year before.
Yeah, could happen.
All the greats.
Maybe Lagway will lead him to that title.
I would say
what would you think about that if Lagway?
Let Ira finish.
Okay, sorry.
I would say it's a better chance. There would have been a better chance of Jabril Rawls staying if Pat Surtain was still the defensive backs coach.
Right.
The guy that recruited him and coached him the last 3 years. Feel like that probably hurt the chances. So we'll see. And it sucks, man. Jabril Rawls, I think, is as talented as anybody in that football team. I think he's going to be an NFL guy and would have had, you would think, a great year next year. And he will somewhere. Just doesn't sound like it might be.
We agree,
State.
Ira. It's bitterly disappointing.
Yeah.
This is a problematic entry into the portal. Some of them aren't.
Most of them you're fine with.
Yeah, some of them you're like,
I would say really over the last couple of years, this is the most problematic, the most, the one that stings. Like Marvin Jones didn't sting. Patrick Payton didn't sting.
There was nobody from last year's team that you would have been upset.
But even the guys that have been gone in this year, Edwin Joseph was a player and a starter, but he wasn't Rawls. Rawls is the one that's like, man, that's one you needed to keep. Right. Yeah, that's the worst one that I think they've lost. That's not a person that somebody like a Florida State should be losing. He is a starter, a good starter, an all-conference type player that is now in the portal because, who knows? The money, his cornerbacks coach not being here, and luckily they seem to have a real good grasp on who that new cornerbacks coach is going to be. Right. So everybody rest easy. It's
maybe
all
he'll
going
jump right back out of the portal when he hears the good news.
Yeah, maybe they're hiring Surtain back.
We could always pivot to how good the defense is for this FSU basketball team.
Well, no, let's not do that.
Holy
It's not
moly,
best.
Boys!
It's pretty gross.
Holy moly! Listen, we knew there might be some heavy lifting to be done and a tough road to hoe, and they may not be any good. But when you've tied a record for putridness is one way of describing it.
We've seen both ends of the spectrum. We saw some good records earlier this season.
Yeah, they set some records. Most threes in a game, assists.
And I don't think it portends of the end of the world for the long-term success of Luke Laux. I'm not saying that, but as to conference play upcoming this year,
it's going to be rough.
It's going to be a rough go, everybody.
I also the thing that bothered me the most on Saturday watching that game is, yeah, sure, they didn't play hard. They didn't play with the energy maybe you wanted or effort or whatever Luke said afterwards. You don't want to coach effort. But by God, they were confused a lot too. There were dudes wide open in a zone just going in for dunks. There were two guys guarding one guy, and their best shooters left wide open again and again and again. Is that effort or is that scheme not getting coached correctly? Because that's what concerns me too. Is like it all concerns me for this year's team.
I don't think this year's team has much hope. You just want to see gradual
improvement.
Well,
nice.
but you certainly want to see them play better defense.
Right, but to Corey's point, there's two things that you can control. Like, right, the talent's not good enough.
Yeah, effort.
And we can talk about that a little bit because Corey's got a column that's actually going to go up on the website.
We're not just basically saying start over.
No, but he
rip the Band-Aid off.
I did take exception to one point, and I kind of might have edited it a little bit.
Oh, great, man. That's awesome.
I like that my man has the power to read your piece and go,
great.
That's all well and good, but this paragraph is removed because I
imagine with
disagree with
headlines, after headlines, you're just like, well, Corey again made just this dumbass point, so I just ripped it out.
I just maybe add a little nuance is all I'm saying.
Like
and you can be the judge on this.
All right, let's hear it.
Corey wrote that in 3 of these blowout losses, Georgia, Texas A&M, and UMass, he doesn't know that they're much better, more talented teams.
No, I know they're more talented, the first two.
The first two for sure.
But not 30 points more talented.
No, that's fair. So,
Okay.
I added in like incredibly more talented. Or so I put an adjective say like much.
I thought I put
more
that.
than much.
I thought I put like that much more talented, but I put with a capital that.
So I just emphasized that.
Yeah, he wanted people to understand that you knew that the other two were more talented.
But then he came back and said that he's not even sure that he doesn't even think UMass has as much talent as Florida State. And I'm like, no, dude, I think everybody they played this season has more talent than
I don't know, man.
UMass had 2 bigs. They had real bigs.
Well, okay, so
they had real bigs against Florida State.
Yeah, I was going to say there's nuance here. There's nuance. You guys are both right here. I think. Look, the first two that we talk about in that blowout sequence is way better than Florida State. Everything about Georgia and Texas A&M is better than Florida State.
Their NIL budgets.
Yeah, everything about
right, but 30 points is
no, that was an
in the
effort,
108.
and Luke called that out. That's a problem. The UMass loss is more troubling to me by a lot because I don't think they're appreciably more talented than Florida State at all.
No, but I wouldn't say they're less talented.
Right.
So I changed. I
don't think I wouldn't. If I said that, I didn't mean to. Because I don't know UMass is. Oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for editing me.
But the part that we could dwell on here that I think is going to be the pertinent issue for them all year long. Now we'll judge scheme and we'll judge their buy-in and we'll judge effort. And they're always going to have an issue with size. We knew they weren't going to have rim protectors. We knew they weren't even their bigs are not strong enough. They get bullied on the block all the time. They get pushed out of position. They don't rebound well. Now some of that might be effort. I don't know. Luke could tell us that, I guess, but they're not going to be able to protect the rim. They're going to have a hard time with that.
Right. But the two things I was going to say before I got into that though was you can't control how hard you play.
That's true.
Which Corey, that's kind of the focus of his column. But then you can be fundamentally sound on defense. Like that's one thing. It doesn't take. That's what Leonard Hamilton built this program on in those early years. Was like we're gonna throw a lot of bodies at you. We're gonna defend our butts off, and we're gonna play hard. And that can keep you in games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those games were ugly, but they were in the
games. Florida game was that.
Yeah,
right.
They worked their ass off. I sat courtside. I was there watching the effort on defense. They're undersized big time in that game. Florida could have bullied them all damn day. And yet the fight and the constant movement and their hands were up and their feet moved and all of that, they made it difficult on Florida. It was a nagging kind of defense that Florida, you could see, got frustrated with. Eventually, Florida began to settle for threes inexplicably because they had all that advantage down low. That was all effort. And that's where if I'm Luke and staff and, Fly and the rest, I'm like, well, we got a problem here because you fought your ass off against Florida and it gave you a chance. I'm not seeing the same sort of fight in these other games.
Right.
I don't know where would that come from?
And the point I made in the column is when you do have a bunch of guys from mid-majors, McCray's a real player. The other guys are mid-major type players, in my opinion. It's only 10 games. It's a small sample size. But
it's a very safe opinion.
Yeah, but McCray could play at a lot of schools in this country. He is a power forward player.
Wake Forest.
Yeah, he's a good player. Like you would think you would have a chip on your shoulder and play really hard and compete and want to show people that you're better than what you've been perceived your whole career. And also the other point is, man, you get to play in a system that thousands of kids would die to play in. Wait, he's going to be mad if I don't shoot? We're going to try to lead the nation in scoring and three-point attempts. This sounds like fun. This is going to be awesome. And then you don't repay that kind of fun style by at least trying on the other end? That's gross. That doesn't compute with me. You'd think you'd give up anything to get to play in this style and get to keep playing in this style.
Yeah, well, and most players at this level don't have your competitive spirit, Corey.
Well, that's true.
Part of it.
That's true. You've been saying that for a while, Jeff. For years. It's kind of the hallmark of who I am as a person.
Well, you're guilty of doing the same thing that Magic Johnson and Larry Bird did as coaches.
So many.
You see the floor differently. You see the effort differently. You know, what are you going to do?
The thing I would say, though, is that's not that uncommon for a first-year head coach.
Sure.
I mean, I think back to Jimbo when he first got here, and he would talk about having to coach effort. He talked about that all the time.
Yeah, it pissed him off.
It took a while to kind of – so, you're bringing in guys from different programs. They had a lot of success early. It's natural. You'd like to see them break out of it because, again, they're not going to have – once they get in ACC play, they're just not going to have as much talent literally as anybody they play. And so you've got to work harder, play harder, and actually make some shots.
Do you think they get embarrassed that UMass scored 100 on them in 60 points and a half? Because you would hope that UMass scoring 60 points and a half they won't do that again this millennium. That's impossible. To give that up is just, that's so embarrassing. It's
what
just
I think
so embarrassing.
Is weird is there was nothing that, I mean, you could cite other games, but within that game, you didn't see anything that portends of that sort of lackluster effort in the second half. They finished the first half on a 26-9 run. I mean,
even early in the second half, they kind of looked like they were taking control of the game.
Right. You're kind of like, they seize control. They're in rhythm. They feel good about themselves. They're playing hard. Everything seemed okay. And then
Frank Martin's like, oh wait, I have these big strong dudes and you don't.
And you have no answer for me just pinning them down under the rim, and you're not going to stop it ever.
The growing pains of a rebuild.
Hey, well, they got Dayton tonight in Dayton. Good job, Luke, with this schedule.
Never any good.
Yeah, they're never any good, and they're always easy to beat at home.
They've made 5 of their last 10 NCAA tournaments, 5 of the last 10 or 11.
Yeah, and they're 22-2 in their last 24 at home. So
it's like
good
10
luck.
Straight winning years.
Hey, back to football. They going to have a GM? They rolling with that or not?
Allegedly,
they are.
Buddy.
Okay,
what's the plan? That's the plan.
That is the plan, though, you think?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
That is a plan.
There's a reason Derek Ray left. But then again, there's a reason Patrick Surtain left.
He hasn't been replaced.
And you haven't replaced him either. So it's not going great. This is not.
Why would it?
It's not going great.
Why upset the apple cart now and have things start going well?
You like to find some consistency, and they're finding it.
It's awesome.
They're finding it. Seminole Headlines, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV continues in a moment. Let me tell you about my friends at Tried and True Consulting, a Seminole-owned business that specializes in payments and business solutions. Tried and True's core expertise includes card, ACH, point of sale, mobile, e-commerce, and hosted payment solutions. Tried and True will help you reduce costs and increase your bottom line. That always sounds nice. Whether you're a retailer, restaurant, licensed professional, or service industry, Tried and True is saving you money. Tried and True's expertise extends to payroll, video menu ad boards, IT services, web design, and social media. It's time to make one call and tell the competition to take it on down the road. Call Don or Joe today at 844-464-6653. That's 844-464-6653. When you do business with Tried and True, they contribute 10% of the net revenue to the battle's end. So go Tried and True today. Call 844-464-6653.
It's where you raise your kids, where friends become family, where every corner has a story worth telling. It's your neighborhood. At ABC 27, we share those stories, bringing you news that connects communities, builds pride, and reminds us we're part of something bigger. We are ABC 27, in your neighborhood.
Craving something different? Discover the bold and surprising flavors of Peru at Café de Martín. From sizzling lomo saltado to savory handmade empanadas, every dish is made with heart, history, and soul. Crafted by classically trained Chef Martín himself. It's not just food. It's a trip to Peru without the plane ticket. Swing by Café de Martín today and taste the tradition. Café de Martín, authentic Peruvian, right around the corner.
When you need the plumber quick, how long is an acceptable time to wait?
Hey guys, we really need you over here. My toddler just flushed a whole bunch of toys down the toilet and everything, and I mean everything, is backing up.
2 hours?
Hey guys, just checking in. The water has reached the hallway now and it's getting pretty deep. Can you get here anytime soon?
4 hours?
Hey guys, can you please hurry? Now my wiener dog is doing the backstroke over here and they're not known to be strong swimmers. Hey honey, grab his life jacket.
8 hours?
Oh, so now you're here.
At M&L Plumbing, you'll never have to wait long for quality, dependable service right when you need it. Our qualified technicians aim to achieve 100% customer satisfaction. And now M&L Plumbing can also be your go-to for all septic tank pump-out services. So the next time you need plumbing work or repairs, think of the name M&L Plumbing. Your local plumbing experts, commercial or residential. Give us a call, 850-575-9393, or online at mnlplumbing.com. M&L Plumbing, for all of your plumbing needs.
Games for Less, Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used games, as well as new and used consoles like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari 2600, PS4, and PS5. You name it. Locally owned and operated since 1994, trade-ins are not only welcome, but Games for Less pays more for your trade-ins than the big chain stores. That's not all. Games for Less now buys and sells new and used vinyl records to boot. George loves the Beatles, by the way. Reserve all the new releases today at Games for Less, conveniently located in the Walmart Supercenter Plaza on Appalachian Parkway.
Life is stressful. Dinner shouldn't be. That motto is why Register Sausage has been doing business in the Florida Panhandle and Lower Alabama for over 75 years. A proud sponsor of Seminole Headlines, Register Sausage always provides the best Southern smoked sausage to over 140 grocery stores and restaurants throughout the Southeast. Headliners have discovered the Register's difference. You can too. To find a store that carries Registers near you or to buy directly, head to registermeats.com. That's registermeats.com. Register Sausage. Yay, sausage!
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
Boys, you don't have to wait much longer. Tomorrow, we've got ourselves 2 bowl games. It's back.
There was one. Wasn't there one the other night?
38-10, Washington crushed Boise. Yeah. I watched it.
There was a bowl game last night?
No,
yeah, it was like Friday.
It was
Saturday.
Yeah, it was like right. It was the first bowl game.
Yeah, it was over when it started. Like yeah. Boise threw like 6 picks or something.
Got playoff games coming up this weekend too.
But I'm just saying the big bowl games start tomorrow.
Oh, good.
So you got ODU tomorrow at 5:00.
Either of your guys' teams in the playoffs?
What?
You said there's playoff games.
Yeah. No, Florida State's not in the playoff. If that's what you're asking. No, they didn't make it. They didn't make it. But again, let me reiterate and remind me of this because I might forget. I'll be in the glow of such a great season next year that I'll forget I made this. I will rent out a theater for everybody to watch the national championship game.
You know, that kind of daring, bold proclamation in a moment where you know,
where it's such a realistic.
Yeah, it's what a projection. Good for
just
you,
saying.
Corey.
Just saying. Should I do it if they make like the semis, or should I just keep it for national championship game?
You don't want to go crazy.
I could do it for every playoff game.
I would say that.
Could do it for every win.
I would. Well, yeah.
Well, how am I going to know ahead of time?
Very cynical.
Yeah.
What I would say to you is that you should do it if they make the playoff every playoff game.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean,
you're right. I'm not going to do the ACC championship game. I'm not going to do the ACC championship game, but I'll do every playoff game. I'll rent out a theater.
All right, man. So with enough of the cynicism.
That's not cynicism. That's a promise.
I know my cynicism.
Oh, okay. Good.
You know, where I suggest that you should do after every win.
Oh, right.
There was, there is some positive movement, maybe perhaps in the portal. There's the negative movement in the portal.
That's a big one.
Losing Jabril Ross, maybe your best defensive player.
Yeah.
But Matt Lasser has a story up on the site about Florida State and their interest in their it sounds like mutual interest in the Old Dominion quarterback
who's playing tomorrow against USF.
I think he's not playing.
Oh,
he's probably
no.
Yeah, he's in the portal.
Another guy that's not playing in a bowl game.
Yeah.
It's like college football has been shooken up a little bit.
There's somebody said that and that's the thing, man. How are you going to bet on these bowl games?
You can't really,
because you don't know. I mean, a lot of kids have opted out publicly, but some kids just won't play that day.
I look for whatever information I can find on opt-outs, and then I try to find a staff that's relatively new, where it means something to them. Like it meant a lot for Florida State to beat Oklahoma in the bowl game. You know, you felt like, and really
Yeah,
both sides
a lot
played
to
hard.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, both sides
Yeah.
played hard in that game. But if you were betting on which one would have carried more at the time, I was going to guess Florida State.
Florida State didn't have opt-outs.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma had a couple.
So their offensive line,
Yeah.
And so it was one of those things where you thought, okay, well, that's what I'm looking for, Ira. That's to answer your question. Who cares? Who wants to be there?
Right. And so, but this quarterback, Colton Joseph, but if you look at his numbers, his passing percentage is not unbelievable. It's like 59%.
Well, if it's a Gus offense.
But he ran for 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
And he won football games, man. They were 9-3.
Yeah.
And they played really well with Indiana. Like they
That
actually
was early in the year, 2016 or something?
27-14.
Yeah,
He
close,
both of their touchdowns were long touchdown runs by him.
Yeah,
The first play of the game was an 80-yard touchdown run against Indiana.
Yeah.
They should have stopped the game right there.
Yeah. So no, he's got a lot to like. He also finishes runs. He's a bigger kid. He's not if you watch his highlights, he's not Tommy dynamic athletic with his running ability, but he's always getting as many yards as possible in every run. Again, not a great thrower, not an incredible thrower, but I mean, if Gus is coming back, or could you get one? You know, could you get a great thrower to come for this offense? And you might not need one if you have a kid like this. He definitely helps the running game. If somebody like this comes and Gus is here, doesn't matter who the quarterback is, in my opinion. If Gus and Herb Hand is here, they'll be able to run the ball. Will they be able to win games?
No, but they need to have a mobile quarterback.
I go with that understanding that they'll have a mobile quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think whether it's this guy or whether it's somebody else, I mean, I do think that we got to lean into the fact that Gus is coming back, because it seems as if Gus is coming back.
Are you sure? I thought you were going to walk through these doors and make me feel better today, Ira, by letting me know that there's some uncertainty surrounding that decision.
There probably is, but every minute that passes that nothing changes, it's another percent that I believe
what bothers you about that, though, is like clearly at the end of this season, that was not a done deal guarantee. Like Gus wouldn't comment on it. Norvell's like, I'm not going to comment on that. Like if he was dead set, if he was obviously coming back this next season, they would have told us.
Yeah, but you don't normally announce it. We had this conversation on the Tribal Council at warchant.com, which you guys can join for just $1. Come over to warchant.com, take part in the conversation. But, somebody made basically they were going back at you guys from Wake Up, because you guys have talked a lot about this. And they were just saying that, you don't announce that somebody's staying. And that's accurate. I agree with that. But they're the ones that created the uncertainty by their answers.
Well, think about Tony White's answer when he was asked the same thing. He's like, do you know something I don't know? Because, we're here. I want to go watch my son play soccer or basketball. My girl plays soccer. Like, he was very adamant that, he's coming back. That's the plan. Gus Malzahn's like, I'm just the offense coordinator. I'm not really thinking about the future.
I'm just worried about the Florida game.
Yeah, and then Norvell's like, well, I'm not going to really comment on those matters. Okay, well, that's not exactly a ringing endorsement to your constituency that really wants to know that you have a plan, that you really do have a plan for next year and the year after that, maybe.
But I don't know if you noticed, Corey, that this regime doesn't seem all that interested in winning the PR battle when it comes to making decisions.
They're just about winning football games.
Because,
right, Jeff?
Again, like the Patrick Surtain situation, you fired a guy.
Yeah.
Ostensibly, you would assume you knew what you were going to get. Like you fired a guy that was really well-liked by the players. And I think that's, we had some text messages with some people involved with players, family members of players, when it happened, who were just incredulous. Like they loved Pat Surtain.
He's your best recruiter.
And we all know from a fan standpoint, from a media standpoint, from the outside, you could see he was your best recruiter.
And his position performed well.
As well as anybody else,
considered,
sure.
relatively to the rest of the team.
Well, yeah.
So if you're going to do that, okay, well then maybe you can kind of control the narrative a little bit by kind of getting some feelers out there about like maybe what was going on, what things that you weren't happy with, things that weren't done well.
Yeah.
But that's not what they do. They don't ever do that. Like they don't ever get ahead of a story. And so same with that story. And that got worse because you did hire a guy and then he agreed to come and then changed his mind and went to Florida. But now, and this is the same type of thing. It's become its own self-fulfilling drama because you just don't make any effort to nip it in the bud. Yeah, and maybe it's still up for debate. Who knows? But they're telling
we're
kids,
almost at Christmas.
Like, Matt talked to one of the top players in this class that's coming in January, and they've assured him that Gus is coming back. So
yeah, I think it's what happens in my estimation, just judging from outside, is that I don't think either one of them really enjoyed this past year together.
You don't?
No, like just a sense I get that was not working out. That dynamic was not great.
Maybe.
Right.
Some people pointed out and I hadn't really even thought about it. It might have been Aslan because he was on the field for the Florida game. he might have been the one that mentioned, I can't remember, but it is odd that you never see them really talking.
Ever.
Yeah.
So
it might have been you. Somebody.
It was a guess of mine that I don't think that dynamic was great. And Gus, obviously I got no problem with him looking to be a head coach somewhere else. So he interviews for other jobs. Fine. And I think Mike was happy with that. Like, go please see what else is out there, whatever it might be. This feels an awful lot like settling. Like nobody was going to hire Gus and they can't afford to fire him. So guess we're running it back. And that does not embolden the fan base.
Hey, man, marriages have been doing that for decades.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
really healthy ones.
Yeah.
I mean, so I just,
nobody else wants me either.
It's a tough one, and it's part and parcel to what we see on the regular right now with this organization. To your point, and I think dispirited is not a harsh enough or piercing enough word to describe what that means and what that represents for this.
Dispirited is a good word.
Yeah,
but when you're talking about the tribal council, normally you wouldn't say this guy's coming back. Gus Malzahn is know but
multi-year deal. Yeah,
but when you were so I don't know, non-committal, that you do owe this fan base. Like, even if it's just a tweet from Gus, like, I can't wait to run it back.
You think he's going to tweet?
He did tweet one time this year.
Alabama game.
The only time he tweeted all year was after he got to beat his old rival from his former school. And then that's a wrap.
Feeling himself.
And it felt like old times or whatever, which was a great tweet. And he hasn't tweeted since. So again, it doesn't look great from optics point of view. It also doesn't look great from a performance point of view, but optics, like, it looks like you weren't sure who your OC was going to be in 2026. You weren't sure you wanted him back, but now he's coming back, it would appear, without any sort of, still no plan in place, no GM in place. And here we are 2.5 weeks. We're 3.5 weeks after they announced that they were going to do some they might be doing some structural reach, and nothing.
To give a little bit of benefit of the doubt to the idea that he wanted Gus gone, we don't know that. Like, we don't know that. I mean, his uncertainty, I think, related more to whether or not Gus wanted to come back.
Sure.
But if Gus decided he's going to stay, to your point, the only remedy for them is to either pay him
$4 million and ask him to leave,
or try to negotiate something lower,
or use that money that you're going to pay him to leave. And it's going to be a lot of quarterbacks out there. Whatever money,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's
the 4.5 that you're going to give him to go away. Maybe give that all to the best quarterback you can go get.
Whether you like the offense or not, the best decision for them is to not spend money for him to go away. That is
not if the option is Norvell and Tokars is running the show again. You know what I mean?
And the other positive to this, and Tom and I were talking about this on the Smash last night. Monday nights, guys, go to YouTube, check it out, Warchant TV. But is the fact that if you're not sure you're going to have a good offensive line, probably not, because of the situation you're in. You're going to have to go heavy in the portal again.
And it'd be the first time in a while you didn't have a good offensive line.
What made Gus attractive as he was coming into this year was, with that kind of offense, with a mobile quarterback, you don't have to have a great offensive line. Like, we don't know if we saw that offensive line that we saw in 2025, which I think everybody felt like played as well as you could have probably hoped.
Yeah.
Without a mobile quarterback, it may have looked completely different. If you had that DJ Uyunglele back there, it may have looked completely different.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been nearly as good. That's true.
You do have that. That's one thing. One thing we can kind of
Gus will figure out a way to move the ball, and he's going to figure out a way to run the ball. Is he going to be able to score in the red zone? Is he going to be able to score on the road? Well, we'll see.
And if you get a better quarterback,
of course, if you get a better quarterback, things change.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't think the system. It's not like the system only works between the 20s. But in those situations, that's when your quarterback has to make plays.
Yeah, he has to make elite throws, and that wasn't happening.
Not even elite, man. Just don't chip the bricks.
Well, that's true too. You
got to be on time with the football when the quarters get close. You got to be more accurate. You didn't have an accurate passer. You got to have a guy that can read a defense and get the ball out. I think that
there's a lot of those out there.
Yeah,
it wasn't here, but there was a lot. There's a lot of those guys out there.
You're gonna have to overpay for them, but they're out there.
Yeah.
It's
and there are some that are not highly regarded.
Sure.
The guy that ended up winning games for Ole Miss was not a highly
and he was very, very good. So that's the other part is I think most fans say, okay, that's fine. We can find somebody like that, but
who's finding
who's evaluating?
Yep.
Who's
got to be Gus.
Yeah. At this point, it looks like it. Seminole Headlines 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Warchant TV continues in a moment.
Picture this. It's midnight and you're lying in bed, scrolling through this new website you found, hitting the add to cart button on that item you've been looking for. After 15 minutes, you decide you've done enough damage to your wallet and decide to check out. But you remember that your wallet or credit card is in the living room. and you don't want to get out of bed to go get it. Just as you're getting ready to abandon your cart, that's when you see it. That purple shop button. That shop button that has all of your payment and shipping information saved, saving you time while you stay warm in your bed. That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes everything easier, from checkout to creating your own storefront. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Mattel and Seminole headlines to brands just getting started. Shopify gives you that leg up from day one with hundreds of beautiful, ready-to-go templates to express your brand style and forget about all the code. Tackle all those important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. Spread your brand's word with built-in marketing and email tools to find and keep new customers. And did I mention that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already love it. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/warchant. Go to shopify.com/warchant. Shopify.com/warchant.
322-2567.
322-2567.
Long John's, Long John's. 322-2567. 322-2567.
No need to fear, the Long Johns are here.
Go custom with your window coverings with help from Budget Blinds of Tallahassee. Budget Blinds brings their showroom to your home with dozens of color and pattern choices. Just tell them what you love and they'll make it happen. From designing custom draperies and Roman shades to color matching your blinds and shutters.
I'm Gary, the local owner of Budget Blinds Tallahassee, where you get beautiful style and expert service for any budget. Call 668-4835 for a free consultation online at budgetblinds.com/Tallahassee.
Life is stressful. Dinner shouldn't be. That motto is why Register Sausage has been doing business in the Florida Panhandle and Lower Alabama for over 75 years. A proud sponsor of Seminole Headlines, Register Sausage always provides the best Southern smoked sausage to over 140 grocery stores and restaurants throughout the Southeast. Headliners have discovered the Register's difference. You can too. To find a store that carries Registers near you or to buy directly, head to registermeats.com. That's registermeats.com. Register Sausage. Yay, sausage!
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
Let's talk about the goodness that resides at 227 West Jackson Street in Thomasville, Georgia.
That's Tavello.
That is Tavello.
Good. I don't know if I ever knew the address.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Wasn't 227 though like a TV show too?
With Marla Gibbs and Jack A. Yep.
Jack A.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was actually at Tavello last Friday night. I wish I had mentioned it, or Thursday night.
You should have mentioned it.
Well, I wish I'd mentioned that it was Victorian Christmas.
Wow.
We took the kids up there. We had a good time. And
did you really?
Yeah, I had a great time.
Did you get blasted?
Awesome.
You had a good time at Tavello. Did you have a good time at Victorian Christmas?
Yeah, man, it's basically like a festival.
Yeah.
Only a few people really dress up in the old-timey stuff. Most people are just kind of hanging out.
You don't dress up in the old-timey stuff?
Yeah, your top hat and your cane.
I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
But they have the fried Oreos. They've got the turkey legs. Like they've got all kinds of festival stuff.
It's like a Victorian parade.
Yeah, basically. Fried, they had fried Oreos back in
Queen Victoria loved that stuff.
Always.
And then
she was heavy set.
But then when they got down to shopping, because the shops stay open, and when they got done to shopping, like that's when I went to Tavello and hung out there. I actually, you know what? I ended up writing from there. I forgot.
What a
this.
night!
Oh, what a night! Victorian Christmas.
Victorian Christmas, Tavello.
Where they had just walked into a store, and I was going to hang out, be a good teammate, but I got the text that Derek Ray was leaving. That was officially he's taking a UCLA job, and so I was like, "Well, is that out there yet?" And I went on Twitter; it was not out there yet. So then I wrote the story on my phone, which is cool that we're able to do that.
Yeah, but not ideal for you.
Not
that
ideal.
Sucks.
But yeah, I was in Tavello, and Maurice says, "Get me a drink," as I'm writing the story on my phone, and then spent a couple hours at Tavello, had a good time, and I think we're going back up there tomorrow because they're doing one of those crafting events again, and Kim wants to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, if people want to see Ira out in the wild in his top hat.
Wednesday evening, I'm not bringing the top hat this time.
You're going to miss the bowl games?
I mean, they have TVs
Oh,
developed.
that's true.
Yeah.
You know,
They're only open till 9 on Wednesdays, so
they'll stay
maybe
open later
make
for Ira.
Yeah. Maybe they're in the holiday season. It's longer.
Maurice and Lynn will take care of us. But anyway, if you're in Thomasville, if you're going to make a trip up there, again, maybe your significant other or you want to go do some shopping. It's a great, cool little town. But also stop by Tavello and tell them Maurice and Lynn that you heard about them. In fact, I had our good friend Keith Cottrell, former Florida State national championship winning punter, was up there last week, and he texted me that he was up
rave
there.
reviews, and he liked it. I assume.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, rave reviews.
It's hard for him to go out such a successful
And
coach at Montford these days.
oh,
that it's.
man.
I mean, they're kicking ass.
He's
and taking
turned that
names,
program
and
around.
Flipped it.
Some people say he's the Belichick of middle school football in Leon County.
I call him out when I see him.
Yeah.
But he's modest. He didn't want to hear it. He's like, guys, we're in public. It's public.
One of these high schools is going to wise up and bring him
well,
on
maybe
there.
the floor. Maybe I mean, could
Florida
Keith's
State?
record?
Could he coach DBs?
Would he have been any worse on the road the last 2
He
years?
could coach quarterbacks. He's a former quarterback.
He could coach anything, literally, and he'd be a lot. No offense to Keith, we all like him, but he'd be a lot cheaper than $10 million a year. I bet.
Probably. We haven't
I bet Keith would take it for less than $1 million.
And I bet he wouldn't do worse. He
Keith,
almost
I'll
couldn't do
negotiate
worse.
the deal for you,
Yeah,
partner.
yeah,
I
come
got
on.
you in there. Let's make this happen.
You got
I'll just take a
experience.
small piece. So Tavello, the goodness that is. And Ira was typing a story about Florida State, sort of, and needed a drink. And I think that echoes the sentiment of me.
Yeah, but it was a good
reading
drink
and
with
writing stories about
with Derek
Florida
Ray.
State.
Derek Ray leaving, it opens up the front office for all types of possibilities.
Yeah.
They'll make a hire eventually.
Oh boy, it's a toughie. It's also just like eerily silent over there all the time. So you're just kind of like
They're going to let their play speak for them itself.
Again, they're not big on
Getting out in
shaping
front
the
of
image.
things.
Nope, not really. Their thing.
getting out in front of things.
But it's like Leonard Hamilton used to say he didn't want to do marketing. Like Luke Laux has already been out to the fraternities and tried to drum up support.
The sororities, even he went out to the sororities.
Yeah. I think he brought his wife with him, maybe.
Yeah.
But when Leonard Hamilton used to say, "Well, if we win, that's all the marketing we need," which is true. But there are times when I don't think the wins are going to do the marketing for Florida State football right now.
It doesn't appear so.
They may want to figure
and
out
that's
some
true.
other
And
ways
Luke
to-
knew that of basketball as well. And he probably did bring his wife. We don't want a Michigan situation on our hands here. You gotta stay out in front of things and be wise.
And with just as you move forward into this season after another really disappointing one, it's like, man, you've look, the quarterback is the main thing. People could get excited if you bring in a quarterback that people are excited about, and that has won at this level, has played well at this level. That would be great. But it would be nice to be maybe a little more communicative with a fan base that is desperately wanting answer. This fan base wants to know that you have a plan. Just prove
Corey,
that you have a plan.
You cannot express that if it's not
If you don't have a plan,
together plan.
yeah, that's the problem. For right now, the optics are they don't have a plan and have not had a plan. That may or may not be true, but you can understand how that looks.
On another note, what do you guys think about this? Is something else Tom and I were talking about, the Deuce Robinson situation. How hard would you push once he gets his evaluation? Now, once he's not going to make a decision until he gets his NFL evaluation.
Correct.
But once he gets his NFL evaluation, how hard would you push for not just him to come back, but a commitment that he's going to come back because of what that might be able to do? Do you think Deuce Robinson come back helps you not only keep guys on your roster? I think it would. It would be a validation for the staff, and then also I think it could help getting a quarterback.
Bringing a quarterback in, certainly having a dynamic receiver helps as a lure, perhaps, for a quarterback who's got options.
6'6" one.
Yeah, and I think he's only going to get better. He's got room for growth, and so I think he's a hard worker. He cares deeply about being the very best that he can.
Good guy to have
so
on your
he's gonna
team
care.
too.
Checks every single box.
Right.
Yeah.
So he'll get better. So you're going to get the best version of him if he were to come back. It's a big if. I have no idea. I know he's paid handsomely, but I do think that he's looking at Florida State just like Florida State's players and potential portal players are looking at him.
But he can be part of the solution. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you hear me, Dominic? Do you hear me?
Come on, D-Rob.
I'm just saying he's a guy. You don't have there's not a lot of things you can control, but that's one that it may be worth it to get ahead of and say, look, man, we're going to do whatever it takes to keep you because of what it could do for.
Also, just think about, okay, so you didn't fire the head coach because you didn't want to spend $14 million this year just to have him go away. And Gus, you saved $5 million there. You have money that, I know it's not like
they don't view it that way, Corey.
I know they don't, but what is the point of keeping people around if you aren't going to save, if you aren't going to go spend that money smartly on people that can help you win football games? And that means maybe giving Deuce 50% more than you would normally. I'm talking about like
10% more.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
whatever.
I don't think we're doing 50. I know what he makes. You're not doing 50%.
You could though if it means enough to you. If you think that helps you get a better quarterback,
you got a lot of holes to fill, Corey.
If the biggest one is quarterback.
Let's just agree on a percentage.
Yeah, a percentage. I'd dump Deuce. Let me be your agent.
Again, with spending other people's money.
That's why I edit a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes I exaggerate. But 10%, come on, man. That's like 10% more. All right,
hey,
sure.
Buster Posey.
Money. If you're talking about that kind of money.
But whatever his grade is in the NFL.
I'm not talking about 10% of your salary.
Well, I know that's real money that you're talking about there. But anyway, whatever entices him to come back that would also entice a quarterback to get here, everything you can do to try to lure a really good quarterback is what you need to do. You've saved this money, quote unquote, by not doing what should have probably been done.
Again, I don't think they look at it that way. It's not money that's just saved in the coffers that they can reach into and hand out.
No, but they do know, and I know this because I've talked to people. Now we have to see if they back it up.
Yeah, agreed.
But they do know that they have to spend to have a chance.
What would be the point otherwise?
Right.
What are we doing if you're not going to spend money now?
Yeah, we don't disagree. They have to, and I think there are people within the powers that be that we would speak to that understand that their ability to do it and to find the money and to get aggressive. These are all things that are kind of more of nuanced discussions.
And we have to see.
But you need to be aggressive. Like you need to. This is like pushing an emergency button to me. Like you.
They were at the end of 2-10. That's why they spent so much money in the portal last year.
You know when
they brought in what do you think they did to get Croma away from Georgia?
Yeah.
Just being nice.
But
guys.
then double down on it.
Relationships.
Well, but so
you don't think it was relationships?
No, I don't. And here's the hard part, Corey. I hear you. But that's in an ideal world. When you ask a lot of people to give a lot of money,
I get it.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah. It's like I might as well set my money on fire if you're gonna keep not winning on the road.
Some people feel, not all, but that's the way some people feel.
If you can't beat Stanford with the amount of roster money we gave you, then what's the point of giving you more money?
Or you ask a bunch of people for a lot of money so that you can get a player. Let's use Croma for example, and then give him the ball 2 times a game.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Yeah. That's inexplicable. That there's a lot of things that are inexplicable and very, very frustrating. Some things are very easily explained as just incompetence. But man, what were you doing there? What were you doing there? That dude is a dude. You got to play him though. He's not one of those guys who's going to break one off for 80. It's a guy that you got to give the ball to.
Let him get in a rhythm.
What were they doing? And so there's just too many moments like that where it can be used against you when you go to the money people and say, hey, look, it didn't work out. We need more. And they go, yeah, look, man, I stroked that check last year, and you gave that guy the ball 2 to 3 times a game.
Yeah.
Sorry. Or I don't trust the person making the decision that I'm giving the money to.
Well, but then those people could have spoke up when the conversations were happening during the season about, hey, what are we going to do? And there was not a lot of people lining up to help.
They did not want to open the pocketbooks at that point.
It's hard to
already done it.
Yeah, it's hard to pay a guy to go away.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Well, if you're going to say I'm not going to give money to solve the problem, and I'm not going to give money to help the person who's going to stay because I won't help solve the problem,
then you're not a no. Why not go to Gator? Be a Gator.
I'm just saying, like, what are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
Well,
they this just make up the money.
Right. It's when they get. It's when you get into that situation where you say, look, I don't trust the people that I gave the money to last time, and these are the same people making the decisions. So then you say, well, what are you going to do? I'm going to wait for them to be changed. And that's tough because now you're in a bad position.
And also, I
don't want to give people the idea that they're not going to have resources to buy players, to get players.
Sure.
They are going to have resources.
The question is how much.
Will they have as much as Texas Tech?
No.
But can they have as much as anybody in the ACC?
Well,
yes.
we are trying to paint the picture of where there are some hindrances. And so when you say, just take that $9 million that you're going to save, that's not how it works.
I get that's not how it works. But you have to what by hook or by crook, and if it means Norvell giving half his salary back, I don't care.
But he's
give it all back. Give it all back. You're stealing money, Mike. Give it all back. I'm renting out theaters for these fans, and he can't even give some money back to help the roster.
I'm trying to figure out where this mindset of you giving other people's money away started. Like,
man, I'm a giving person. You guys know I'm a giving person. I'm an empathetic person. I like to, yes.
But he gives other people's money away with the best of them.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Buster Posey has built a new stadium here 5 times on this program.
Yeah.
But Buster did stuff for Florida State. Norvell is kind of just taking and taking and taking. I would think eventually just the better parts of his human being would be like, you know what? I owe this university a lot. I'm giving $10 million back. I'm cutting the check.
Because we see examples of this all the time.
Yeah, right.
People
and
are always
agents
doing
love
this.
when their clients do that too. Yeah.
I'm just saying, Mickey Mantle gave some money back after he had a bad year in the 50s. I'm just saying it happens. I know that was 70 years ago.
Oklahoma farm kid.
Yeah. He was lucky to be making $21,000 a year, whatever it was. Yeah. So, I do think they're going to spend more than everybody in the ACC, not named 2 teams. Probably. Maybe even as much as Clemson.
SMU could be dicey.
Yeah, but they're in the upper echelon of ACC teams. So at least do better with that. Yeah. Like, you don't have to compete with Ohio State, but compete with Pitt.
The problem
for crying out loud.
The problem for Florida State, no, they're not at the top. But the problem has not been how much they're spending on the roster; it's what they're doing with it, the decisions they've made.
Yeah, that's where people are reluctant to keep pouring money in because they're watching.
What would you do legitimately if you were a $100 millionaire?
Okay,
and you're a huge Florida State fan.
Yeah.
Would you legitimately, if they came back to you, it's like we're going to need money because we think we got a chance at this quarterback?
It certainly depends on how much I gave the first go around and for what. Well, and what did they do with it?
I'm
not doing it in perpetuity to allow them to F this up eternally.
Well, listen, man, there are people who
that wasn't an answer.
There are people, and I said this at the time, that I was given an estimate of a large percentage of the highest level boosters of the top 200, say, boosters, donors, in terms of money given. The preponderance of them did not want to make a change. They were not support of making a change and Mike Norvell getting paid off to go away. And so those people who, even whether or not they said, no, I will not help pay the buyout or not, they believe that was the right answer. Those are the people you got to hit up hard. I mean, I was told probably 150 or more of those 200 people did not want to make it. Well, those people, you got to go, because not all of them gave $1 million last year.
Right.
Not all of them gave $500,000 last year. Those are the people you have to be hitting up.
Yeah, and they would have the knowledge of who gave what, obviously. I know of some that gave a lot of money in the millions, and like, hey, man, I get that they say, I'm not doing that again while this guy's making the decision. Yeah. You're right. But I'm saying if I'm a guy, Corey, because you asked me.
Yeah.
So I gave them $2 million, $4 million, $5 million.
Let's say you gave them 1.5 last year.
Okay, I gave them $1.5 million, and they said they had to have it for what?
Yeah.
Like a quarterback, running back, whatever it was, right?
Got this kid from Georgia, running back.
And then I watch what they do with the resources I gave them on the heels of 2-10.
Hey, David Johnson's gone now. It's all solved.
But
Gus kept calling for Chroma.
Yeah.
Where is he?
And David Johnson. David Johnson sent him to go get hot dogs.
We can't find him.
Sawchuck, get in there. Roy Dell's back. But you are also a huge Florida State fan, and you want to see your team succeed.
You enjoy Saturdays.
You enjoy Saturdays,
Saturdays.
And you want to. You think you might also think the best way for them to be good, for you to enjoy your 2026 season.
Yeah, they thought that last year.
No,
Corey.
I'm saying you as a fan. I'm saying you. There are still plenty of fans that want to enjoy their Saturdays and want to help this team.
All of them.
So I wonder what your mindset. If you had enough money that you have FU money. It's not real. If you could spend $1.5 million on a football team.
Most of the people with FU money. And there's a couple in particular. Ira certainly knows who I'm referencing. They have given and given and given.
Yeah.
You just don't do it forever if you don't trust.
I just don't want to say it's unilateral. I think there are different people.
Without question. There's a few big time boosters that have given a lot of money.
But if you don't, I'm saying if you're a huge fan like you are, and you see that, okay, if I don't give them this money, we thought 2025 is bad. 2026 could be worse. Then I'm not enjoying this. But then
you think that, okay, well, the Band-Aid's
yes, I get it,
and
I'm just wasting money. I could have rented a yacht for 2 weeks in the Mediterranean for the money I spent on this, like legitimately.
You just want a sign of some, competence.
Yes, correct, because you want to give your money to something you believe in, 100%. And I understand why people wouldn't. I also understand why people would. Like, they want to help this team get back on track.
And I just whenever I push back on this with you, it's because they want to trust that what they're doing is going to be rewarded in a way that, obviously makes Saturdays fun.
Yeah.
Well, they've got back-to-back years now where the guys that were making the decisions with that money failed to make the proper decisions and produced a product that is well below the standard. Yeah. So they're a little reluctant.
I do not have any problem with the people that feel that way. If they did that and that's what happened, I don't have any problem with it. My point is there are people very high up with a lot of money who did want to keep Mike Norvell. Well, those people have to step up even more. Because they're the ones that created this situation.
If you kept this guy around.
Yeah.
And you were in a position to do something about it.
And you can lean on your friends to do the same. Because that's how this works. I mean, when we covered Thomas County Central up in Thomasville, they had the baseball coach, they had signs on basically every sliver of the outfield fence.
Right.
for donations, and it brought in a ton of money every year. And
that's an idea. Why don't they do that at Duke?
I asked the coach one time. I was like, so how'd you get all the? Because it's a country baseball town. How'd you get all? He's like, oh well, I got this one guy. It was this guy Harold Jackson, who owned the BP distributorship in South Georgia. And Harold basically just called all of his other business buddy friends and said, hey, we're all putting signs out there.
Well, can Harold help out here? What's Harold doing?
His son Hal is a big donor.
Well, let's go, Hal.
They do. Harold and Jacksons
Hal.
Let's get on it.
Hal, let's go. Norvell needs your help because he's not giving his money back.
Headliner questions coming your way. Hang in.
Of year, we enjoy spending time outdoors in this beautiful North Florida climate until a mosquito attack begins.
Paul's Termite Pest Control can help you take your yard back. We have an affordable program to help keep mosquitoes away, and our program even helps with other pests like ticks.
Mosquitoes are a nuisance to you, and by carrying diseases such as heartworms, they can be harmful to your pets.
Learn more about how Paul's can help protect you, your family, and your pets from mosquitoes. For the elimination of termites, pests like mosquitoes,
and a greener lawn too,
call Paul's. We'll get them all.
Do you want to take your yard back by having a green and pest-free lawn?
At Paul's, we understand the unique needs of your North Florida lawn, which is why we developed a program to address those concerns.
Our treatment program includes inspection, treatment, and education on best practices for optimized results while remaining environmentally conscious. An added benefit is that our lawn treatment is flea suppression, so having a greener lawn can help protect your pets too. For a greener lawn and the elimination of fleas too,
call Paul's. We'll get them all.
Love to compete on the dartboard? Then it's time to head to the CP. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill is Tallahassee's premier dart bar, featuring steel-tip boards and soft-tip internet play. The Corner Pocket hosts leagues and tournaments regularly. Just check out their social media to find a time that works for you. And in between games, grab a pint and a bite in the cool AC, or enjoy yourself outside on the deck. Whether you want to catch a game or start one of your own, the place to be is the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, 2475 Appalachia Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
You worked hard on making your house the grandest holiday decorated in the city. Well, Parker Services AC and Electrical is giving you an opportunity to be recognized for that work. Parker Services is proud to bring the Tallahassee area its Holiday Lights competition. There will be 3 winners, one from each of these categories. Heavenly Light, which captures the spirit of the Nativity. Most Electrifying, which recognizes the most vibrant, energy-packed displays. And Elves Gone Wild, for the most whimsical and wacky display. Each winner will receive a great prize package. The second and third place finisher will also be recognized. To enter, visit Parker Services website, TallahasseeAC.com. Again, TallahasseeAC.com by December 19th. You'll find easy-to-follow instructions there. Good luck and happy holidays from Parker Services AC, Electrical, and Generators too.
Parker Services, comforts to call away.
Florida license number CMC 050334 and EC 130-12140.
Many orthodontists in Tallahassee can straighten a smile, but at Birch Orthodontics, they're dedicated to providing the finest care possible. The experienced and friendly staff is trained in all of the latest techniques. So whether you need standard treatment like braces or Invisalign, or you have a more complicated case requiring extra attention, Birch Orthodontics is here for you. Set up your free consultation today by visiting birchorthodontics.com. BURCH orthodontics.com. Or call 850-877-1692. At Birch Orthodontics, they create beautiful smiles.
You're listening to Seminole Headlines with Ira, Corey, and Jeff. Stay tuned for more headlines coming up next. Your sports action update on Real Talk 93.3 with all the latest odds from Vegas.
Jacksonville Jaguars are 3-point road dogs of the Denver Broncos on Sunday at Mile High Stadium. 45.5 the total. A 48-20 win over the Jets. The 5th straight win for the Jaguars, who are 10-4. Minus 145 to win the AFC South over Houston, plus 125. The Texans at home with the Raiders is 14.5-point favorites. Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 370 to win the NFC South. They're a 3-point favorite of the Carolina Panthers on Sunday at Bank of America Stadium. Tomorrow, the Cure Bowl in Orlando, South Florida, a 3-point favorite over Old Dominion, 53.5 the total. Score $500 in rewards with the GBank First Bet VSiN Trifecta. Details at vsin.com/GBank. For more sports betting news and information, go to vsin.com. Mike Sennett, Real Talk 93.3.
So you need last-minute gifts. No judgment. Get an extra 25% off during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale and find great gifts under $20. Like something cozy, something thoughtful, something that says you planned this all along. Yep, you're just one quick trip away from checking off the last gifts on your list. Save now at Kohl's.Kohls.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Here's the cold, hard truth. Your body needs more than you're giving it to stay healthy. And now it's easier than ever with Vigor, the all-new cold plunge tub from Hot Spring Spas. Available only at Pinch A Penny Pools and Spas in Tallahassee. Cold plunges reduce muscle soreness, boost mood, improve sleep, and so much more. It's not just a trend, it's science-backed wellness. And now you can have it in your own home. Ready to feel alive again? Pinch A Penny has the exclusive home use solution. Visit us on Capitol Circle Northeast and take the plunge.
Barry knows cool, he's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool, you can put him to the test. Barry knows heating and air conditioning, keeping you comfortable. Here's what Barry does best.
No matter how busy life gets, your home is the place where your family and friends show you they care and celebrate with you. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning always make sure your home is comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, Barano will always be there for you.
This is Tyler from Barano Heating and Air. Now you can schedule an appointment, purchase or renew your service agreement, or pay your bill from your mobile device. Any day, anytime, anywhere. When you turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air, online at baranoac.com.
Florida license number CAC 1816186.
Barry knows heating and air conditioning.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Noles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
It's time for Seminole Headlines featuring Warchant.com's Jeff Cameron, managing editor Ira Schofel, and senior writer Corey Clark. Your weekly dose of all things FSU, pistols, and pies starts right now. Here's Jeff Cameron.
Hour number 2, Seminole Headlines, soon to be headliner questions headed your way. I'm Jeff, that's Ira and Corey. We always begin the hour with our gratitude and thanks towards Birch, Dr. Birch Orthodontics. We used to call her Birch. I slipped there on the air. Hey, what's up, Birch?
Birch.
What's happening, Birch? No, we don't do that. We don't do that at all.
And we don't recommend that if you go in there.
No, we show respect.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, how many people you think give orthodontic care as a Christmas present or as a holiday present?
Man.
Probably not many.
I mean, but I think that would be a great.
It'd be a great gift. I mean, golly, it's a really nice
You know,
gift.
if you just wake up on Christmas morning, you just have an envelope there.
How would you
I thought you just meant
address
somebody's in your mouth fixing your teeth when you wake up.
Wake up with
Yeah.
it. No, I don't.
Would you address it like, let's just say your friend's name is Keith, and you go, hey, Keith, I've noticed your son Michael has some jacked up teeth, so here you go.
Here you go. Merry Christmas.
In fact, we all did. We've all contributed.
That's right.
Yeah.
His whole baseball team. The kids at school.
We decided we can't look at this anymore. It's a distraction in the dugout.
Yeah.
We know his cheap dad isn't going to do it. So here we are. No, Dr. Birch and her staff do unbelievable work. It would be a great gift. I don't know if anybody's ever going to do it or has done it, but I do think it would be a
She should do gift cards.
well-received gift. Oh, yeah,
really?
I like it.
She should do gift cards.
But
Birch cards.
The website is birchorthodontics.com, BURCH orthodontics.com. Dr. Birch and her staff are awesome. Our kids all went there. Our friends' kids went there. They're the
step kids went there.
Yeah, orthodontists to the celebrities of Tallahassee.
Amen.
And also just great people in the community, support the community, big FSU fans. So please check out Dr. Birch and Birch Orthodontics if you need any orthodontic work.
By the way, before you ask the question, I just wanted to clarify. I don't
Want to spend everybody's money?
No, like I don't begrudge anyone of saying I'm not giving any more money to this guy. I didn't want it to sound like that because it might. I didn't mean it like that. I was legitimately asking Jeff, as a big fan, what he would do if he had more money than he knew what to do with, if he would continue to give.
Well, that's why it's nuanced, though. That's why I say it's not cut and dry.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of not wanting to continue to help out the program
that you love.
Yeah,
but then you feel like you're almost emboldening the person that you don't think should be the head coach.
Yeah. Or I'm giving money to a cause that is fruitless because of their inability to properly evaluate and use the money the way that I would want it used. That's tough. Good afternoon, winners. I have Georgia over Texas Tech in the national title. This is from Walter.
Okay.
Do any of you see any of the 8 teams playing this weekend making it past next week?
Oh.
Do you have any hot live dogs in this group? The teams are playing this weekend.
Can
you run
isn't
through it
Oregon
for us?
playing this weekend?
I can't pay attention. I don't really pay attention to college football anymore.
Yeah.
It's sometime, I don't know, in October. I think I just stopped. I kind of checked out.
It's a toughie, isn't it? What is the schedule this weekend?
You got Alabama, Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, that's a Friday night. That's Friday night.
And then you've got Miami.
Here, I got it for us,
Miami
guys.
A&M.
James Madison, Oregon. I think Oregon could win and go deep. Yep, I do. Then you have Alabama, Oklahoma, as you said. Indiana awaits the winner of that game. Should be fun there. Tulane, Ole Miss, doesn't play this weekend. But I mean, they play this weekend, but I'm not picking either of them to keep it.
They'd have to beat Georgia.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Texas A&M and Miami.
They play Ohio State, right?
But that's not inconceivable to see them beat Ohio State.
Yeah, those are the 3. Those 2 in Oregon, I think, have a chance. And I'm curious about Oklahoma. That defense is legit.
It's great. The offense is struggle.
And he's, an exceptional coordinator. So yeah, I mean, I could see those teams giving. It's hard to pick any of them though.
I just shrunk my chair.
Nice. That looks good. Stay like that.
Yeah, it's just what are we doing here? This is broken. Okay, I'll be down here in a hole, guys.
You look fine.
You look fine on camera. We can see you now. That's crazy.
Next question. Good afternoon, fellas. This is jonesing for FSU. Are you still jonesing for FSU? Ira, looking svelte these days. Must be all that Tavello. You just knocking no food, just a beer.
Yeah.
Just acknowledging the healthy shift from this Warchant crew is what he's saying. Tony, I
can't get over how low you look.
I lost 1.5 pounds last week.
Good work, buddy.
I want to.
You weigh yourself every week?
I am now because I've been incorporating more cardio.
Okay.
And I'm trying to actively lose 25 pounds.
Okay.
And so it's like, man, it's baby steps. It's baby steps.
You can get a little more cardio if you guys will finally come out and play a little pickleball.
That's not a lot of cardio.
It's not a ton of cardio.
It's some cardio.
It's some cardio, but it's not as much cardio as if you and I went out and played racquetball.
No, or tennis.
Any
of those.
Or just ran 5 miles.
Well, that's not happening. Okay. That's for you.
What are the chances we stop gambling on a portal quarterback and just let Sperry have a shot at it? That's from Noel.
I would say very small.
3%.
I'd say, 3 to 5%. I get it, but you can't like Norvell's job. Well, maybe it isn't. Theoretically, his job is on the line.
And you. Well, I mean, the reality is, you can't. You're not going to get as much. I don't believe you're going to get as much bang for your buck at other positions as you are a quarterback. Like you're not going to get to trust a young quarterback that you don't know exactly what you're going to get because he hasn't gotten a lot of at bats because you didn't give him a lot of at bats in a wasted season.
That seemed like a problem. Well,
given those circumstances, you can't say, oh, if we just had a good offensive line, we'd be fine. And the problem is, even if you could, you don't know that you can get a good offensive line in the portal. You know you can get a good quarterback in the portal if you're willing to spend.
Yep.
Like the offensive line may not be, that solution may not be out there. So you have to focus on quarterback because you don't know what you got in Kevin Sperry. And because
which is what, sadly, this is the way the world works for these quarterbacks now. Not that anybody feels too bad for college football quarterbacks, but like none of these guys get a real chance to prove themselves and get just handed the keys very early. I shouldn't say none, but very few. I think they said that like out of the 2024 Elite 11 class, 14 of those guys have already transferred. Like it's just, this is the way of the world, man. These coaches, their jobs are on the line. There's so much money on the line. They want a proven commodity. They don't want to take a chance.
It's a situation where if you're a Ryan Day or somebody who's had, gobs of success.
Kirby and Ryan Day can do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
There are a few that can do it where you maybe even hint to the fan base, like, we're good everywhere. We may not have the guy right now, a quarterback, but we think this guy can be the guy. So this is kind of a bridge year. You wait and see what happens. But most people don't have that kind of security.
Well, but the key is you got to throw numbers at it. And Mississippi State's a good example because they took Luke Kromenhoek from when Florida State, when Gus Malzahn came in, Luke Kromenhoek goes in the portal. Mississippi State, and I think they paid a pretty penny to get him. But then the freshman turned out to be a stud. So Luke Kromenhoek's just sitting there. So is he going to enter the portal?
Maybe he'll come back.
Well, there you go. He would fit. Maybe he's reconsidered.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I would fit.
Imagine how fired up this fan base would be if Kromenhoek announced he's coming back.
That's not happening.
And that's the portal QB.
What were you going to read, Ira? I saw that you were about to
Glenn
read
in the chat. I just want to congratulate me on getting Pete Alonso. Jeff also texted me.
I texted him well in advance.
Congratulations.
I texted you that it happened.
Yeah.
I said, hey, when I just saw it, I'm like, Ira, you just got Pete Alonso.
But did you tell me you were happy for me?
I said I was happy for me because he was out of the NL East.
You did. You were a little bit more focused on
I was hoping to get Schwarber too, honestly. You could have taken both those guys.
R.A. Noel writes, gentlemen, I will never understand the way SEC fandom extends to conference over everything, and the number of times Georgia fan bases put 63-3 anytime FSU in 2023 snub is brought up is insane. If Bama loses this weekend, is it really a win? I don't. Yeah, all right. No, did I read that improperly? No, I didn't.
I think just the philosophy of the way the SEC fans do their thing.
It's very, very strange.
Yeah. It is ridiculous.
Well, we'll all be rooting for Miami, right? You'll be rooting for Miami on Saturday, right, Jeff?
No.
Do you think Michigan
pride.
or Michigan State people are taking pride in Indiana?
They should, with their chest out, Michigan State and East Lansing should be like,
there's no
boys.
chance.
Look at this.
There's no chance.
It's just a weird thing.
It is a weird thing that's exclusive to them. Yep.
Incestuous.
It's really bizarre.
Yeah. Good day, gents. It is clear the administration is on a great value mission, which meant they never were going to make changes to Norvell or his staff. Do you think? Well, they are making changes to staff. Yeah.
Not front office yet, but there will be.
That's in the process.
There has to be a GM.
Marlon's overall question goes on to ask, do you think he's safe next year too, no matter what happens?
It can't be no matter what happens, right? It just can't be. I can't fathom that. You could lie to yourself and look at this season and be like, oh, ball breaks a certain way. You have a better quarterback. You had an 8 or 9 win type team. If you
I think that is honestly the people, from what I understand, the people at the higher ends of this that ultimately made the decision, that was part of the thinking.
They weren't an embarrassment. Right, they weren't an embarrassment. Their record was.
That a few things go their way, they win.
Yeah, they were in those games. The Florida game was a disaster, and that was an embarrassment. All the other ones, they had a chance to win. It's like you could lie to yourself and squint and say just a few things here and there, and you're good.
Well, the argument there is that, to your point, that if you say, well, we got you players and you did nothing with them, no, man, like they got a lot of the right players, right? They didn't squander that money on a bunch of dudes who literally can't play. They did go get good players. Now they didn't do as good a job
players.
with them.
They went and got better players.
They got better players than they had.
Yes.
It's not. It wasn't like I would push back on the idea that they missed all their evaluations last year. They nailed a lot of their evaluations. They just in crucial situations played poorly, and that's a different issue. It's the same stat. But
I don't disagree with you that they hit on a lot of what they brought in with the offensive line, and obviously Deuce is a huge success. They would never know if Cromwell was the right guy to get, but
even Sawchuk was
that's Arkansas's problem now.
But Sawchuk was good at the beginning of the year. He scored a bunch of touchdowns. That wasn't a miss.
I would say that. Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Well, again, most of these things where we end up in arguments is when it gets black and white, but it's not black and white because they did do fine in some areas, but they whiffed on the biggest eval that you needed to hit, which is the quarterback. And, and in my opinion, the offensive quarterback.
I think they thought that with Gus, his dynamic running ability, they didn't trust that the offensive line would be good enough to have a traditional type of running game. Tommy gave them an ability to be a top 20 rushing offense, which they were, but at the cost of what? At the expense of what? A lot of big plays in the middle of the field that he couldn't throw and make.
I am curious, man. I'll for the rest, because Gus certainly isn't going to tell me, but I would love to know what was in Gus's mind when he would go to the side. Because what would happen, and again, I like to watch the sidelines. A lot of people
good
do.
At it, yeah.
But after every drive, no matter if it was a drive that ended with, just an inexplicable running out of bounds or a terribly missed pass or a drop pass or whatever it is, every single time, Tommy would come off the sideline, go to Gus. They would go sit down on the bench. They'd pull out the iPad and just look at the iPad. And I just felt like
they were watching Stranger Things.
That would explain.
That makes sense, right? Yeah, they're not looking at. You thought they were looking at film?
it was weird to me that there were never any other conversations. Like the conversations, you might see another head coach or coordinator have with a quarterback that are more not just the answers aren't always in the iPad. Sometimes it's the conversation about, look, man, that situation, you have to take that.
You could be more demonstrative for a choice that was made as opposed to looking at the X's and O's.
Right, exactly. And so from that standpoint, I wonder if Gus felt like there was progress being made over the course of the season, or if it was the same mistakes in week 2 as there were in week 9. Because my point is, when you talk about the decision to bring in Tommy, you could say it with Gus. I had him 3 years ago. Certainly he's had to have gotten better since that point when I had him at UCF. And he's now got an offense built around him. Like that's what we talked ourselves into. Tommy had never had an offense built around him. Now he's getting that opportunity. So you may see a jump out of him. Well, it didn't happen. But I'm curious if there was changes throughout the year once they saw in the heat of battle what decisions he made, and like were there any efforts to coach around the things that weren't good? That's what I would love to know, but we'll never get the answer to that.
We won't. You are 100% right about that. Happy holidays, guys. This is from Clint. What's your take on Drew Weatherford stating that FSU and others are years away from private equity agreements? I believe it was on an article that you guys had on 3.
It was an article I wrote, actually. Yeah.
There you go, Ira.
It was from Drew was actually on a podcast the other day, and where he gave a lot of these opinions. His point was that, Florida State looked at doing private equity 2 or 3 years ago. That kind of fizzled out. They decided not to do it. I talked to Drew a little bit about this. It's hard logistically to sell equity in a public university's athletic program. I mean, it's a public school. There's a lot of things. And then there's also just a perception of, do we want to do that? Because a lot of people know, you've had your own experiences. We've had them in newspapers. People have had them in other businesses. When private equity gets involved, they're going to get their returns.
Stripped down, buddy.
So that's the concern. They kind of went a different way with this Big 12 deal, where they're going to be giving them, if it goes through, it's going to be financing, like credit. So they're not going to get an ownership of the
Big 12. It's like $500 million. Here you go.
Yeah, every school gets like $30 million. Spend it however you want. Spend on players, spend on coaches, pay off coaches that have to leave, whatever you want to do. And then you're going to have to pay off. You're going to pay that money back with interest like you would anywhere else. The difference with
Drew wouldn't cut Florida State a deal.
Oh, he certainly would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need it. Interest free.
Oh, okay.
Interest free, Drew. Come on, man.
Now we're giving away.
Yeah, I'm not giving away money.
And it's not all Drew's money.
No,
they're managing
just
a fund.
getting his money back. He's not giving away money. Interest free.
Money.
Come on.
Yeah. Anyway.
No profit for you.
His point was it may be, but then Utah came out, and his podcast was done before Utah came out and said they are doing a private equity deal. So it could be sooner.
It's a cool place we are in college athletics, I think. It feels really good.
Man,
the fact that I have to ask a fan if he had $1.5 million, if he would help his football team win, on top of now private equity, it's in a great place. It's in a great place that you guys have to figure out how to support your football team financially and pay for everything if you want your team to be good. Awesome. Really cool.
The answer to the question is there are a lot of people that do think private equity is going to continue to happen. At the very least, I think these loans, these financing.
Yeah, the Pandora's box has been open. Yeah. We kind of realized where this is headed. We were wondering when it would happen. Then that Utah deal happens, and I immediately thought, well, here we go. I mean, and maybe it'll look a little different and be more nuanced, but yeah. Glenn wants to give Sperry a chance. There's Glenn is echoing the sentiment of quite a few in today's questions. They're tired of transfer quarterbacks.
But you gotta. I mean, look at the playoffs, man. It's a good play. It's a good route to go. If you're not Georgia, Ohio State.
Transfer quarterbacks?
Not Georgia, not Ohio. Ohio State's guys in the transfer. Is he in a transfer, Jeff?
He's
a freshman, I think.
I thought he is.
Is he a transfer?
Yeah, he is.
Oregon's is. Oklahoma's is. Yeah. Alabama's isn't.
Indiana's is.
Yeah. It's a lot of them. Miami's is.
ACC Chris here says that, man, ACC Chris, it's a tough lot. He says at 52.
Maybe it stands for something else.
No, it's the emblem.
Oh, wow. Okay, Chris. Yeah, all right, man. Nice.
At 52, is it wrong that I despise the current state of college football?
No.
And I really couldn't care less what FSU does anymore.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is maybe a lot of that is what it's looked like on the field. But yeah, it sucks. This is not the sport I grew up with. It's crazy that like the USC quarterback just announced he was re-signing with USC.
USC's doing it with their whole team.
I mean, come on, man.
The Battle's End started that with the run it back campaign.
Well, I get it, but it's like this is so professional now. And the problem with it's fine, make it professional. But again, Falcons fans don't have to pay Michael Penix to be their quarterback. The league has the revenue to pay Michael Penix to be the quarterback and for Drake London to be the wide receiver. Jeff doesn't have to pay to make sure Baker Mayfield stays the quarterback at Tampa.
Yeah, the whole thing's asinine.
It's crazy.
But the one thing I would say, though, is, and again, with the way you started this, I agree with 100%.
You didn't like the way I finished it?
Well, it's just the same thing that we said in 2023. People were mad about the NIL and some of this stuff going into 2022 and 2023. But when you're winning games, you don't care anymore. Like, you just want to win football games. So if Florida State gets good again, people will they'll overlook some of their concerns about what's happening.
Yeah, it still won't feel.
Indiana fans don't care at all. Texas Tech fans don't care. They're on the right side of it right now.
Yeah, the thing about it is, though, I do think and we're older. So I think if you're 25, you certainly don't care.
No.
But if you're in your 50s and you saw a different time in college football.
Yeah, man. We watched Charlie Ward and work done. And
I would just say this. So I had many a class in diff and ball. You'd see athletes. They were there. I don't think we view college football players anymore as real student athletes.
It was pretty cool, though, when Aslan and I did the thing. Warchant had a kiosk on Market to whatever the thing
and you
is.
see the guys.
And we saw a few players walk by, and we were like, yes.
They know where the campus is.
It's a real thing.
Who knows where they were going, but they were on campus.
They know where the campus is, at least.
But yeah, you used to see them everywhere.
Oh, you saw them in your classes.
Well, it was
point.
like,
no matter where you went to school, you saw them in your classes. And now the professionalization of this, it doesn't feel like that's the case at all. It doesn't feel like they're a piece of your university at all. It's about a business transaction.
Well, a lot of them are here for a year.
Well,
and
that
then
was
bounce too.
One of Jimbo's big reasons for wanting the football facility back 10 years ago was because he would complain about the fact that his players, like, they're in the Moore Center, and like Jameis would get mobbed for autographs and stuff like that. And it's like, we need to separate these guys. It's like, yeah, man, well, they are students.
They're supposed to be, students, supposed to be in class. Brett, I hadn't read this question, so it made me laugh right out the gates. Hey, fellas, now that basketball's over, can we pivot back to football?
Yeah. Yep.
We got baseball and softball coming up, guys.
I got to read the rest of the question. Sorry, that was good. Now that basketball's over, can we pivot back to football until baseball cranks back up? Question, are we ready for the Lagway train to steam into Tallahassee, everybody?
He's the one guy that I would, I try to paint with a positive brush, whatever they do. I want to give a little bit of hope. I don't think it's false hope, but I like to see the good in people, the brighter side of things. If they sign DJ Lagway, I'd be like, no chance. No chance.
How would that even
He was
work?
dropping dimes against the Noles. What's wrong with you?
Come on, man. Like, imagine him in a Gus offense. He doesn't want to run, doesn't get hit, I'm not going to say. I don't want to.
Yeah,
you made your feelings clear.
So, and he's not that good. And he's like, his name isn't going to win you football games. His talent or lack thereof is going to lose you football games. You can get a lot better guy than that, in my opinion.
I don't think
your
they're going
offense
after DJ Lagway.
Well, I know, but somebody will.
And the stories that came out during the season, like former players came out and said that the guys in the locker room didn't like him.
Right.
Like that was an issue.
So you can't bring that into your locker room.
No. And that's, man, again, I go back to that. That's why I kind of like this. And I don't know anything about this Joseph kid, but what I do like about the fact that they won games, and he does seem like a tough kid that finishes runs, is, again, man, I think that is so important. Like, if you have the dude who is all in, and again, I'm not saying Tommy wasn't, I just don't know if he was physically capable of being that kind of guy.
He's oft injured in his career.
This need
our fear.
Some physical and mental toughness at that position.
And a winner.
Goes a long
He's
way.
used to winning games. And one of his losses this year was to Indiana, who's, I don't know if y'all noticed. I know you don't follow college football anymore, but they're pretty good. And he ran for 180 yards against them.
That's Big Ten champion.
By the way, I went and watched Signetti after that game, and he's like, look, I thought we played great. We missed a lot of things on offense. Should have scored 56 points. Literally left 56 points out there.
No, you didn't.
He did say that. He's like, we left 56 points out there.
You didn't.
And the quarterback's fast. Questions? That was he talked about. He didn't say he was good. He said quarterback's fast. Had a bust. Quarterback's fast.
I talk about this next hour in the bonus hour, but did you guys watch the Signetti piece on 60 Minutes?
No.
Yeah.
It's worth your time.
All right.
It's about the obviously the building of IU overnight and what he did and the people that have been associated with that program for 40 plus years that have never seen a winner and all that. But something stands out in those interviews that it's like, God, it's missing. And a lot of it is this overwhelming, ridiculous amount of confidence. Yeah. And like the way he interacts with the player. Insane amount of confidence. And so it's like, it's very, very believable in that the way that guy on a day-to-day basis comports himself, it's like, you're going to win, guys.
On that
it's
note,
a matter of how much.
Yeah. How bad are we going to beat them?
Yeah. An interesting part of this that we don't really talk about specifically. I mean, we've talked about it to some degree, but on Jordan and Devin Travis's podcast, the podcast they're doing, they had Jerry and Jones on the other day from the Jaguars.
Nice NFL year he's having.
Yeah. And they talked a lot about Norvell and Jerry Jones was like, he's like, man, I can't believe that he's not getting through to these guys. He's like, he goes, I can't. And it was cool to hear him say it the way he was saying. He's like, I lived it for 4 years. I worked with that guy for 4 years. And he goes, he completely changed my life from where I was not doing anything right to the end where I got focused. I did everything.
Yeah, but it was at the end.
No, here's my point though.
Okay.
But his point was at some point, those guys, bought in and they believed in it, but he's like, I can't believe that it doesn't work with you. Like, I can't believe these guys don't buy into it. And to your point, these guys don't buy into it. Like that's what's obvious. And with Cignetti, for whatever reason, they do. And at some time, it's not necessarily that you did something wrong. These guys just are not buying into it.
You got to win games. And my criticism of Mike in terms of messaging is that it's the same note over and over and over again. There's no nuance to the
he's got to figure that out.
Well, I think the biggest part of that is, can you just have a real conversation instead of playing a role like this over the top?
I wonder if he does, though, because we're not in those meetings with the players. You wonder if he does have real conversations. The message he gives to us. Yeah, you're right. It's the same guy all the time.
No, but in a one-on-one, it could be different.
Yeah. It absolutely should be different, but I think it carries over how it happens for you no matter where you are. They see that too. They watch these press conferences and they certainly see, and this isn't a personal attack on Mike. I just think it's the same thing over and over and over again. It just gets old. It's lacking. Seminole Headlines, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV continues in a moment.
Your body is a masterpiece designed to heal itself from within. Learn how to maximize your health by tuning in to Phenomenal Health with me, Dr. Ryan Finn. Saturdays at 2:30. Experience true health today and call Finn Chiropractic at 386-7700.
Hey, this is for my homeowner friends out there. You know who you are. When you get your grass cut, you're going to inspect the work, make sure it's good. Get your house painted, check around every corner and edge, make sure that's done right. Get a new roof, to get eyes on those shimmering new shingles. Get your septic tank cleaned. Bet you're not popping your head down in there to take a look around. You got to trust it's done right. I'll make it easy. Go see my friend Greg Miller, Miller Septic. They're my guys. I trust them, and you can too. MillerSeptic.com. That's it. That's the commercial. That's the whole thing. Check them out. That's MillerSeptic.com.
Craving something different? Discover the bold and surprising flavors of Peru at Café de Martín. From sizzling lomo saltado to savory handmade empanadas, every dish is made with heart, history, and soul. Crafted by classically trained Chef Martín himself. It's not just food. It's a trip to Peru without the plane ticket. Swing by Café de Martín today and taste the tradition. Café de Martín. Authentic Peruvian. Right around the corner.
Don't risk falling off that ladder. Let the pros handle it at Gutter Solutions of Tallahassee. If there's one thing your home desperately wants on its Christmas wish list this year, it's healthy, protected gutters. Because nothing spoils holiday cheer like overflowing gutters, roof leaks, or water damage right before the new year. And with more winter rain on the way, now's the perfect time to make sure your home is ready. Call Gutter Solutions of Tallahassee. We provide seamless gutter installation, expert repairs, professional cleaning, and premium gutter guards, all designed to keep your home protected so you can enjoy the season stress-free. No ladders, no mess, no mid-holiday emergencies. Plus, the year-end is the best time to schedule service. Avoid the spring rush, protect your home before the rainy season returns, and start the new year off with one less thing to worry about. Give your home the gift that lasts. Reliable gutters from a trusted local team. Gutter Solutions of Tallahassee. With us, it's personal.
Injured? Call attorneys who care. Facing Brooks, offices, Tallahassee. In 1853, John Mason Neal wrote the lyrics for A Christmas Carol, telling the story of a good king who went out on the Feast of Stephen to bring food and firewood to a poor peasant. The king's page complained of the bitter cold when this saintly king instructed him, follow in his footsteps. With each step, his feet were warmed along the journey. Thomas Helmore sent the inspiring lyrics to a 13th century tune and gave us Good King Wenceslas. And now you know another Christmas story.
From Witten Glass on South Monroe since 1945 for window glass, mirrors, custom shower and bath enclosures, tabletops, and storefront glass. Online at wittenglass.com or call 850-222-5781. A closer look home inspections for the home you want to buy or the home you want to sell. Learn more at aclhomeinspections.com or call 850-312-8919.
Life is stressful. Dinner shouldn't be. That motto is why Register Sausage has been doing business in the Florida Panhandle and Lower Alabama for over 75 years. A proud sponsor of Seminole Headlines, Register Sausage always provides the best Southern smoked sausage to over 140 grocery stores and restaurants throughout the Southeast. Headliners have discovered the Register's difference. You can too. To find a store that carries Registers near you or to buy directly, head to registermeats.com. That's registermeats.com. Register Sausage. Yay, sausage!
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
All right, we got an interesting question here. This one is from John. He says, yay, sausage, braces, and beer.
There you go.
Yep.
Nice.
Common perception out there is that FSU is broke. Major reason Norvell is still here. Do you think A, that's true? B, will FSU seek to sell the stadium naming rights? And C, would Manny Diaz be a good candidate to come in when Mike is fired next year?
What was the first question?
The perception is that FSU is broke, and that's the reason Norvell is still here. Do you think that's true? And then B, will FSU seek to sell stadium naming rights? And finally, would Manny Diaz make a good replacement for Mike when he's fired?
They're leveraged, right, Ira? That doesn't mean you're broke necessarily.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I mean, they're not flush with cash. If they were flush with cash, then yeah, they would probably do it. They're not flush with cash. The way it was explained to me, and I think this is probably pretty accurate, it wasn't so much that they'd be bankrupt if they got rid of Mike Norvell. Like they can make that happen. The concern that I heard was, okay, so we pay him $60 million, 70, and then add in all the assistants, so now it's $70-80 million over the next 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. And if we get the next hire wrong, then now you're talking about the financing they've done for the stadium, the financing they did for the football facility, and paying Norvell 60, and then having to do that again in a couple of years, that could be, and then having to face an exit fee if they get an invitation to the SEC or Big Ten or the Super League, whatever. Like, all of that was too daunting, and that's why they did pursue, to whatever degree, Lane Kiffin, because at least that would be a sure thing. They felt like that could be a sure thing, whereas John Summerall, Alex Golesh, all those did not feel like anything close to sure things. They didn't want to get into it. So could they have done it? But it just didn't seem like to make the most sense. Real quick on the other two things, the naming rights I think is definitely going to happen at some point. I think it's going to be a ton of money, and I don't know why they haven't done it yet. I heard it was close. Don't know why it hasn't happened yet. I do think that's going to happen. It's a lot of money that they're leaving on the table.
Come on, Publix.
That's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was about
Manny Diaz.
Manny Diaz. I don't know, man. Like, to me, the Manny Diaz seems like it would be more of like another stopgap type of hire.
Maybe you can bring the quarterback with him.
Yeah, well, that's not happening.
I know he's going to go to the NFL. So
yeah. I mean, he's done a nice job.
Maybe he's
there
in Florida, and he's a Florida State grad,
Yeah.
and he did a nice job at Duke. And
I don't know that the upside is what you're hoping.
They did lose 5 times, though.
Yeah.
I don't know that he would really excite anyone, other than the fact that they just won the ACC, but they lost 5 times.
And they did
with a good quarterback.
And I thought he did some crazy stuff that kind of worked. Like, there were a couple of decisions he made, like that one fake field goal where he made, there's some things he did that worked out that I don't know if are always going to work out. And he clearly didn't do a great job at Miami.
Yeah. Oh, no, I read that one. The question brought to you by, more sausage. Terry's piggybacking off of John here. More sausage, braces, and beer.
Yeah, that's a good
Yay,
t-shirt. Good
sponsors.
slogan. Yeah, there you go. It's a better t-shirt.
Is what
Yay,
Terry
sponsors.
writes. Can we utilize some of the buyout money we saved to hire the best sports psychologist in the world to see if they can fix broken Mike Norvell.
What's the going rate for a great sports psychologist, you think?
I don't know, but
$1,000 an hour?
Cheaper than a quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, definitely cheaper than a quarterback.
We used to interview one all the time when I did the SiriusXM show, and I never asked him what he charges.
Do they have like contests, like competitions between sports psychologists to see who the best in the world is?
I don't know. I think it usually just goes. It's interesting though when
who's Signetti's? I bet he has one.
He believes in that.
Yeah, 100%.
One of the things we never talk about with Florida State men's basketball during that great run, they did go. It's Dr. Carr, I believe is his name. He works with a lot of NBA teams, and I believe he works with Missouri now. I think he was Gates's guy. Gates, I think, had a relationship with him. He brought him in, and he, from what I heard, did wonders with this basketball team. Not only did they bring in better players, but that Dr. Carr, from what I understood, did a great job with the players they had on the roster. And so, yeah, man, a lot of teams do it. Jimbo had his guy, Trevor Moad.
Mental health is a huge part of what all the programs
do. We know they don't have anybody?
They do. They have people on staff that do it, part of the university.
You're saying go get somebody better.
Well, I mean, you can. And then the other part of it is we're always looking at it, but from the player standpoint, his point is
maybe
Mike Norvell
needs
and
one.
yeah, man, I could.
100%, without question,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And when
even
you
if
think
it's just
about
messaging, which we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and if you think about the huge stress that, I mean, there is the whole thing that's been introduced in our lifetime to social media and outside forces that didn't really exist in 1993 or whatever. So you're talking about a very different existence as a student athlete now. Have a bad game and you find that out pretty quickly.
What if you got a psychologist that's really good, but you pay him a little extra or her a little extra to kind of just sneak in there when Mike's on the couch, like, look, and you'd make a lot of fans if you gave half your salary back.
Or if you just walked away.
If you just walked away and just walked into the wilderness and lived in a cabin. And didn't want to be a part of this life anymore.
Corey's dressed in a suit with a pipe and a hat and glasses. He's like, he calls himself something differently.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you thought about just
give
not
all your money back?
Just not doing this anymore?
And it's not like Norvell's going to check the guy's PhD or
you're looking at the wall.
Just get a guy to go in and say he's a doctor.
Hey, Ira, read that. Did we get a tip there? Read that question on the comments right there.
No, Kev.
My man.
Jeff's got it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can have it. Sorry, I just got to switch back over.
I thought you were taking it.
No, I'm going to take.
I got it.
Read it.
No Kev 88. Bowl game solution reduced
to
20-something bowls.
Yeah.
Schools start treating them like pseudo spring games. Play younger players. Let the draft going juniors and seniors opt out if they want to, which they're going to do. No matter what.
So this has been brought up before, no, Kevin, and I thought there are ways that they do need to be imaginative, innovative with the bowls, because the bowls are, and we do have more bowls now than we've ever had, and you can go back to the early 2000s.
Florida State almost made one.
5 bowls compared to 40 something. So there you go.
Florida State almost made one this year.
How about that? Would you guys have gone to cover the 5 and 7 Knolls in the Gasparilla
I am
Bowl?
Skippy, Corey.
I wouldn't have done that. I would have gone to the Birmingham Bowl. I'd have made Ira do it because he made me go to the Orange Bowl 2 years ago, and I didn't want to go.
He's never going to let me forgive it either.
Yeah.
We all knew what was about to happen in that game.
I did too. But hey, it's the Orange Bowl. It's like, it's not really the Orange Bowl, Ira. They have 40 scholarship players on the team, and none of them can play. And you're playing Georgia, who's mad. It has Kirby. So
Birmingham would have been fun to go. I'd have gone with you, buddy.
No chance. You think Jeff would have gone with you on New Year's Eve?
I like Birmingham.
I know, but I'm asking
why
you.
would you like Birmingham?
I've been there twice, and
I've been there.
You've been there late December for Georgia Southern Florida State?
No, I've not been down on the field hanging out, dealing with the cold weather at that time. But I like downtown Birmingham. There's pleasant eateries and bars and the like.
But the thing with the bowls is, again, Jeff was just talking about a game I didn't even know was played, Washington and Boise State. But people watched it and people gambled on it, so they're not getting rid of bowl games.
Well, ESPN certainly does not
They
want to
get rid of that content.
It's their inventory to drive them up. But if teams just literally aren't showing up, man, how many teams backed out this time? A bunch.
Yeah, like 10 or 12 at
and
least.
Notre Dame backed out of like elite ones.
Yeah, it's moving more and more.
I
think, but I'm going to miss bowls. I'm going to miss when all that stuff happens. My hope is.
But these aren't bowl. My point is, this current incarnation of bowl season, these aren't bowls. These aren't games.
Yeah, they're not tied to the things that we used to. Well,
I wish
we're getting back to being old
timers. Like
timers.
Dion playing against Auburn in '88. How exciting that was when they weren't playing for a championship, but it was awesome. It was an awesome game.
Yeah, the idea of sitting down and watching the Cotton Bowl, things like that, was a big deal.
The
Hell,
Fiesta
when I
Bowl.
was young, even like the Gator Bowl felt like a big deal.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, guys. You know,
It used to just be called the Peach Bowl.
That is true.
Can you believe that, Ira?
It was just called the Peach Bowl. All right, let's keep it going. We've got somebody wants to know if FSU is intentionally doing all of this so that the private equity deal is we all have heard this before, right? This idea that
I think that's an asinine idea.
Well, I'm just saying that's
what's the idea?
Trying to tank the program to make it easier for private equity.
Yeah, I would hope. No, this has not been fun. This is not worth getting private equity these last 2 years.
It was a question.
Yeah.
There's more than one of those questions that have come up this week.
Those are silly. I mean, listen, man, the people that are, and again, I would guess it's about like Drew Weatherford because he's on the board of trustees.
Utah didn't tank their program, and they're in the private equity business. You don't have to tank it necessarily.
And those people make money plenty of other ways. Like you don't have to ruin your own alma mater's football program to make money.
Right.
So no, I don't.
And especially because Drew's going to give them an interest-free loan.
That's right.
So
right.
he's helping
give his portion of anything.
Right. Yes, perfect. It's all coming together, gang.
FSU alum 04 writes, y'all keep talking about JP and his future, but what about Sims? Any chance he would get the linebacker coach job if JP goes?
I would think that's a possibility. And it's weird, man. Like I've heard when we were out there when Ernie joined the staff, and we all like Ernie Sims, and there's a lot of things I like about him coaching from what we saw. And I actually talked to a couple of people who brought recruits here this past year who were really impressed with him as well. So yeah, I think it would make some sense, but it's interesting, but it is interesting that he, has been at a couple other schools and wasn't valued enough to like be in demand. And the fact that they have not made that effort to promote him. So again, we all like him. Seems to make sense.
I get along with Ernie well.
Yeah, on paper, it seems to make perfect sense. I think he'd be a good recruiter. But it is odd that he's been in a couple other schools and there was not that trajectory.
And also, like, would you hire from within at that position group? The way that position is performed, would you think that like the answer's on that staff? Because I would think maybe it isn't. No offense to Ernie. He might have been hamstrung and not be able to coach, but like Papuchis is still here.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He's still here. So let's just move forward as if he's still going to be here because he's still here and we're December 16th or whatever we are.
John says, I'm announcing I'm transferring my fandom to my wife's alma mater, which is Indiana.
Okay, that's fair.
When FSU wants to make me a competitive offer, I'll consider returning to Florida State
that's
as
fair.
fan.
Yeah, but return for baseball season.
Well, John, you fall into the arms of Indiana, so it's nice that if you're going to leave for one, keep it within the family and go to one that's competing.
What world do we live in? Indiana's.
Happy holidays, writes Gator Kirk. What are the changes made that are going to make the team competitive in 2026?
Well, they were competitive this year. They just weren't good. Quarterback's the only thing you can hang your hat on, in my opinion. Like if they get a good quarterback, they could be good. But
there, the other couple of things. Again, if we're trying to, because he's asking it from the spirit of what would make them better.
What would make them better? Yeah.
You are getting into year 2 with these coordinators, so ostensibly Tony White's defense could get better because now everybody would understand the system and be able to execute it better. And even the staff would be able to execute. And he might be getting a staff that he's more in line with, not the mixture of holdovers and new guys. Same thing on the offensive side. Gus bringing in Cam Martin as a running backs coach. He's going to end David Johnson's tyranny of rotating backs every other play. Yeah. And I'm being
Cromwell probably might have met him at the airport.
But so and
welcome in, coach.
If you get more coaches on board and you got the players that understand that's one thing that you could hold out hope for.
If you had, let's just say, an above average throwing quarterback this year that could run a little bit, maybe not Tommy, but could run. What is their record? I feel like they beat Stanford. I feel like they beat NC State, although one of those was drops. So you're just a better quarterback that doesn't miss the layup throws and can see it on time a little quicker. I think you're at 8 wins.
And you can't.
No, that's not where you want to be. And I think Gus's ceiling is only so high, but it's higher than 5 wins. Like I think a good quarterback gets that ceiling raised to maybe you're competing for Charlotte.
There's plenty open that didn't get hit.
This is the conversation we have a lot where I agree that they could have been better. They didn't coach it up, what they did have. Head coach is returning. And then
the chat's telling us that Cam Davis has entered the portal, which
not a surprise. Yeah. We wish Cam well.
What's the name of the new coach?
The new running backs coach?
Yeah.
Cam Martin.
Cam Martin, okay.
There can only be one Cam.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry, Cam.
You think Cam came in and said, we got to pare this down. We got 47 running backs out here giving everybody one carry a game. This is going to work. Seminole Headlines, 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Warchant TV continues in a moment.
Your local news now.
A bicyclist has died after a crash with a vehicle, according to an early Sunday morning social post from the Tallahassee Police Department. The crash happened early Sunday morning. Westbound Tharp Street was closed from Gibbs Drive to Monticello Street. TBD will provide updates as they become available. Most of the Big Bend and South Georgia have received a good amount of rain over the last week, but much of North Florida and South Georgia is still listed as severe to extreme on the recent drought monitor. One local leader in Gadsden County is alerting cattle ranchers that if they suffered grazing losses during the dry season, they may be eligible for compensation through the Livestock Forage Disaster Program. You may be eligible for assistance if you suffered grazing losses in a D2, D3, or D4 rated county. The payments can range from 1 to 5 months depending on the intensity of the drought. For information on how you can get relief, visit FSAUSDA.gov. This is Rachel Anay with Real Talk 93.3 Local News Update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Bright sunshine expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 61. Northeasterly winds around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies with fog in spots tonight. Lows level off around 43. Daytime highs approaching 67 with fog early tomorrow overcast. This report is brought to you by The Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Currently, it's 60 degrees.
Football season is here, Tallahassee. Are you ready for backyard watch parties, burgers on the grill, and game day glory? Wait, not with those leaves piled up like a linebacker blocking the end zone. Call the Lawn John. We'll tackle those falling leaves, clean up your yard, and lay down fresh pine straw or mulch so your lawn looks like a championship field. Don't fumble your fall cleanup. Call the Lawn Johns today, and let's score you the best-looking yard on the block. The Lawn Johns. Your lawn, our game.
Pay-per-view fights can ring up big bills, especially since in the Octagon, there is one every few weeks. That's why the 7th Hill Tap Room, right downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, carries every single fight. Plus, unlike most pay-per-view bars, there's no cover charge. And drink specials, too, like $3 select domestic beers and more. And if you enjoy international soccer, 7th Hill opens early. $2 mimosas on Sundays, anyone? The 7th Hill Tap Room, 2475 Appalachia Parkway, just downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
Life is stressful. Dinner shouldn't be. That motto is why Register Sausage has been doing business in the Florida Panhandle and Lower Alabama for over 75 years. A proud sponsor of Seminole Headlines, Register Sausage always provides the best Southern smoked sausage to over 140 grocery stores and restaurants throughout the Southeast. Headliners have discovered the Register's difference. You can too. To find a store that carries Registers near you or to buy directly, head to registermeats.com. That's registermeats.com. Register Sausage. Yay, sausage!
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
It all turns around tonight, boys. Big win for Florida State against Dayton on the road, no?
No.
Maybe.
Hey, I hope. I got faith. I got faith.
Maybe.
There's no law that says they can't win it.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe. Philip says, fellas, in theory, would the new GM have the authority to overrule Mike when he wants to portal over another high school signee? At some point, you have to develop players or admit you just can't coach.
Yeah.
I don't know if the GM would have the authority to overrule. It doesn't seem like something that would happen.
No, just on that topic, yeah. I think there could be a point in time, maybe it's when Mike Norvell is pushed out or leaves, whatever. Maybe you go to a situation where you have a GM that kind of has that authority. I don't think the feeling is you could do that midstream. Like if you do that to a head coach that's already here, then he's almost got no chance to succeed because that's not what he signed up for, and his power would have been taken away. You're setting him up for failure, and if you're going to do that, you should have just fired him. So
you certainly couldn't do it.
That.
You couldn't do it right now in December of 2025, right?
I don't know that you could do it. Again, I think midstream is tough. If you hired somebody in that circumstances, that might be different. They agreed to it. Again, that was part of the whole thing with Lane Kiffin. One of the things with Lane Kiffin in Florida was they wanted to bring in a GM, and he was like, no, I don't want a GM.
Does the term midstream, is that talking about when you're in the middle of peeing and it's tough to stop?
I was thinking more in a stream. It's a real stream. But I don't know.
Midstream, like going down a canoe?
Yeah, like you're midstream.
You're on a voyage.
Yeah.
I feel like midstream at any time you can just stop the canoe and get off.
I mean,
But when you're
stream's
trying to pee, you can't stop midstream.
You
At least not at our age.
You can.
Just saying.
It
I
takes
think
a little what for, but you can.
But usually phrases don't come from things like
peeing. Yeah,
usually.
typically not. No,
Just saying
that's not the root
I feel
of
like
the
it's more
phrase.
apt.
I agree with you.
I feel like it's more apt for this one.
Well, you vision that.
Stopping midstream, impossible. Sorry, new GM.
Josh Giggity writes, what happens first? FSU football wins a road game or an FSU running back gets 20-plus carries in a game?
I think they're both going to happen in the same game, Tuscaloosa, next September.
You know what I think?
Cromaw is going to go 24 for 152. They're going to win 38-6. I'm going to go ahead and start looking at theaters around the Tallahassee area to see which ones I need to rent out, and we're going to go from there.
Let me ask you this. So, traditionally, you only storm the field when your team wins at home. Right?
Traditionally, yes.
Oh, you want to storm the field if we win?
If you ever win a road game.
Oh, wow.
And I think the
Whenever
other school,
fans are there, yeah.
And the other school should allow it. Like, there shouldn't be a fine. The police shouldn't stop you. They should all understand. It's like when Prairie View won a football game.
Yeah.
At some point.
I think in Prairie View's case, that was fine.
Well, we're getting close.
We are getting close. Yeah.
It could just be understood. Like when they talk to the refs before the game, they could just be like, hey, listen,
Now,
man.
if we happen to pull this one off, guys.
So they play at Pitt next year, right? Right? I think they play a road game at Pitt or a road game at Boston College. One of those two.
I hope it's early because I love Pittsburgh.
So, yeah, that's a perfect stadium to do it.
You want to charge the field?
Formerly
Heinz Field?
There'll be thousands of Florida State fans there.
Yeah.
It's Pittsburgh. It's a fun city maybe to visit. Boston, too.
It is a fun
It's
city
always
to
good Florida State fan turnout. Just rush the field. Rush the field, you big babies. What are they going to do? Arrest all of you?
Are we at BC next year on the road?
I thought they were in BC and Pitt, but I could be
Let's
wrong on
go.
both.
What a year. We're going to go to Pittsburgh
Could
and
rush
Boston?
multiple fields.
Hey, and
on
if they
the
play
road.
them early enough, we get to go to PNC and Fenway.
And everybody gets their own sod.
Forget about it.
You just rip up the whole field. You rip up the whole field. Well, that
You
would
charge
be
the field,
People would understand.
big win over Boston College.
Yes.
that would be
On the road, it doesn't matter who.
the biggest indignity of all if
Just-
you charge the field because you beat Boston College.
Ooh, get you some.
They're at
BC.
Louisville too, and they're at Miami. All those are good
They're
spots.
all good
Yep, they're all
charging
good.
the field.
In Alabama
I would not advise charging the field at Miami. I
or
don't think that's
Alabama.
going to go well.
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa, you want to roll out there and
What are they going to do? They would be so stunned by it. They'll be so mad at DeBoer for losing to Mike Norvell 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
They'll let anything happen
Brian
to that
Kelly
guy.
never recovered.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
you're right.
you could run out on the field and just yell. Never mind. There's previous meetings prior to these last 2 years. You could just run out there and go swept.
Yeah. Yep.
Swept.
Take out the broom.
Yeah, just
Everybody
run
brings.
out there with brooms.
That's another thing. Florida State fans, if you're going to Tuscaloosa, bring brooms with
Yeah,
you
get
because
ready.
you're going to be getting ready to sweep them.
in anticipation for that 2-game sweepage. When you see Alabama fans start doing the broom,
Get ready for it.
Everybody running out of the field after you with their brooms.
Sweeping the field.
Sweep the field, Brian Denny.
DeBoer gets fired that night.
if there was immunity, Florida State fans, before the game starts, all just looked at Bama fans and did the broom motion before they went in, and overpronounced broom motion.
Yeah.
It's a
But you're going to
crazy,
have legitimate brooms with you,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You're going to have little brooms with you.
And don't be shocked when they won't let you in the stadium with them. But nonetheless,
You're still going to have brooms.
it would be great. And every time Florida State scores, all the brooms are up in the air.
And Vern Lundquist is like, Florida State fans have brought brooms for some reason. I don't know if that's a new tradition.
Retired for 5 years.
Is he
Corey.
dead? He might be dead.
Oh, goodness gracious. Brett Nessler's like, what is happening here? Look at all the brooms in unison.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Pointing in the same direction. Oh, I like it.
And in
Point at their
Norvell,
band.
instead of doing the cash down,
Yeah.
he does little
He does
sweepy
little
sweeps.
They hold up the sides of the
Yeah,
brooms.
and then
as
just
it's
sweepy
going.
sweep.
Yeah, they look to the sideline and it's all brooms.
Yep.
It's no other pictures.
Sweeping that
It's
ass.
Just brooms.
Just sweeping that ass.
Brooms
Crimson
over
Tide.
Bama.
And
Brooms
Bama
over
fans are
Bama.
like, didn't we beat them in Atlanta recently? What is
That
going
doesn't
on
count.
here?
It's two in a row. That's the sweep.
This is
Swept the
sweep.
series. Swept the home and home.
Just Scott is mad at me. He says he doesn't. He wants to know how long it'll be until he can listen to my show again. Life's too short to listen to somebody that angry about something that he has zero control over.
What is that? On Twitter? Is that Twitter
No,
or Facebook?
That's Facebook.
Oh, that doesn't seem like a Facebook.
But I don't even know that I've been that angry. I've expressed pointed opinions about how pitiful it is.
You had a moment there.
I did
You guys
have a
had a moment there for a couple weeks.
Oh, now
But
I'm
I think
resigned to
it's,
the
Yeah, you're
nonsense.
resigned. That's a lot easier. That's an easier listen.
Yeah, I'm resigned to this nonsense now. By the way, Corey, you don't get off scot-free either. He says, The over-the-top sarcasm from Corey is old as well.
Ooh.
Please don't make us wait until baseball season.
How about
everything's
you
going
don't
great.
listen?
Does Scott know I'm on the show, or is he just
Well,
loving
he's
me?
not mad at you.
We're going to assume he
he's
loves
not
me.
mad at you.
All I speak is sarcasm. So how would you ever listen to this show if it bothered you?
It can be a lot.
Yeah, sure. Sure it can, Ira. Sure it can. Yeah, good point. Good point.
I'm done answering questions. I'm done
We're gonna
asking
end on
them
that
as
one?
well. No, I just wanted to point it out. It was, he wanted to know how long. I think you can return safely now. I've resigned to this rudderless ship, and I know that we're going to lose next year.
And I'm not going to be sarcastic ever again.
Ever.
So welcome back.
You know what? If they do win a game on the road, I think Corey and I might go down and lead the charge onto the field.
With the brooms?
Well, they can only broom one. They can only sweep one team.
For
Virginia Tech?
No, they don't play Virginia Tech, and
get
none
to
of these.
sweep it
So
going.
the home and home would be awesome. To beat Alabama 2 years in a row,
It'd be
DeBoer would be
hilarious.
DeBoer would be legitimately in trouble.
He's rumored for every job that comes open
I
these
know,
days.
that's
Good
weird.
Lord, it seems like an agent might be.
Lifetime contract for Norvell if he beats Alabama.
Wouldn't that be awesome to see this team win a road game again?
Would be.
It's been a minute.
Couple years?
Couple years. Literally a couple years.
What was the last one?
The Florida Swamp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. With Rodemaker.
Tate. They should
Rodemaker's the last quarterback to win a road game for this program. Tate, is he still in football?
What a glorious win that was.
What's Tate doing?
I think Tate threw for about 70 yards that day.
Yep.
No, he's out of football. He transferred to Southern Miss, and then I don't believe he played anywhere last year. So maybe he has a year eligibility. Maybe he can come back.
Solid
He
eval
was
again.
athletic.
Solid eval again.
That was a tough one, though. They just got hired. That was that whole
Fair
window
enough.
was tough.
You'd get the benefit of the doubt if all the others hadn't happened.
Well, the other ones,
subsequently.
I think Duffy's the worst one.
All right, boys, say goodbye.
Peace.
This was
Hey,
fun.
we are not doing one next Tuesday. So
What?
that's it.
Why
That's
not?
all, baby.
Why not?
It's Christmas week. I'm not doing it.
What?
No, we're off.
Oh, well, hey,
We're
guys,
off
we'll
the
be
week.
here. Ira and I will be here. We'll see if Tom
roll
can
it on in
sit
here.
in. Yeah.
You can do it.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
There you
Enjoy
go.
some pie.
Boom.